Lisa Marie, Sarah, Daniel, Danielle. How are you guys doing?
Happy Saturday, everybody.
Whoop,
Oh, Linda
whoop.
is in Colombia. So we
Did
don't
she
get
get
to hear.
deported?
Oh, God, I hope not.
He's like,
Oh,
no,
wow.
no, they're in Canada. They allow people to stay there.
Oh, that's true.
Uh,
And- All right. Well, let's get it going, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Thank you so much for taking time out of your busy schedule to join us. It is Saturday, February 8th, and it is time for the AMAs with the amazing Robert Hollis. Ask Me Anything. Whether you're watching us on YouTube or here in Zoom, we thank you so much for taking the time out of your busy schedule to join us. A couple of things before we get started. Because this is Ask Me Anything, you get to ask a question of our mentor, our dear friend Robert Hollis, who is a certified millionaire. Very simple to do. All you have to do is either in Zoom or YouTube, type your question in the chats. Now, the point behind this, though, is that you get to talk to him live. Not, I wish it was more in person, but who knows? That may be down the road where you can talk to him live in person. But right now, live. So you get to interact with Robert. You have to come over here on Zoom. If you are on Zoom and you want to interact with Robert, you need to raise your hand. How do you do that? Well, there's a little button below in Zoom. Put your cursor on the screen where you see my face or poke me in the nose, but it's right below that where it says raise hand. Click on that and we will call on you in the order in which we receive you. So that's great. We got that all squared away. We appreciate you joining us. One more thing before we turn Robert loose. I always like to start these with a meme, a saying, something that just to get, just maybe drizzle over your minds as we get started. And Robert shared this amazing quote just yesterday. So something to think about as we get started and, of course, as we move forward. Don't compare your life to others. There's no comparison between the sun and the moon. They shine when it's their time.
I posted that.
You posted that.
That's good. No, I remember posting it.
So, that being said, and of course, my little shiny thing, as somebody seemed to have pointed out. All right, fine. I'm going to bring this forward. This is mine. Let's see. There it is.
Nice.
Yes, and this is because Robert, Matt, and I helped to push our channel into a very nice place where we have over 100,000 subscribers. I think Matt has his, Robert has his posted right behind him. You can see it over his right shoulder there. And we want to just say thank you very much. Because without you, we could never have done this.
There we go.
There's
Look
Matt's.
at
Here it
there.
is. All right.
it's going to be backwards. Like I'm moving into my new spot. So
There you go.
Okay.
it'll be fun.
And that'll find a place, I'm sure, in your down the road.
Yeah, new home.
Your new home. Since I don't have a place to hang things behind me because I've got a blue screen, I can put it over here to my right. And
Greg, I think you
Matt's
should
got-
make a necklace out of yours.
Hey, you know what? That's not a bad idea. It's got a little hook on the top. I'll get a nice big gold chain and walk around.
That would be
Pete,
funny.
put it up
That would be
digitally. I
funny.
could do that too. So, anyways, thank you for that.
You bet.
All right. We having a great time. This is a great way to get started. So let's keep it going, ladies and gentlemen. Let's give it up here on this Ask Me Anything, the AMAs for the amazing Robert Hollis.
Holy cow. Thank you very much, Craig, with the hostess. Man, I love seeing you and Matthew hold those plaques up. It's like, it's always better to do it with people than do it by yourself. Anyway, that's what I heard, when I was very, very young, someone said, hey, you probably need to figure out how to do that with another person instead of by yourself. Of course, that was not what you think, but it sounded pretty bad. Anyway.
Da, 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 da.
So anyway, I got a short piece that I want to share with you guys. I love to do that. And then we'll get right into the Q&A. Now, one of the things that I think that every one of you are aware of is, when Matt and I and Craig have been talking a bunch on our podcast about catching things. If there's anything that I would say, there's so many things that if someone like pinned me down and just said, Robert, you just keep, I've been told a lot of times and I accept it. They go, dude, you got the Midas touch. It's like everything you touch turns to gold, and that will be my next thing with the plaque is turning this one into gold. Okay. So, but my point being this is, I have no idea why this is me, but I've always lent toward if someone's doing the best at something, I wanted to be around them and then just copy them. I know this thing is, copycat. It's easy to be a copycat. All you got to do is follow the right cat and copy the right cat. And I see some other people jumped on here. Rochelle, Jerome, Dustin, Coach Bob, thank you very much for jumping on. I love and appreciate you guys. But one of the things I wanted to share with you guys is I don't know if any of you have heard of Prince EA. And I started looking at these people, and it's funny that, they'll have like 9 or 12 or 20 million followers on one of the social medias. But if you look for them on the other medias, they pretty much don't do anything. And I think this is something that I do very, very, very well. You guys have all heard this stuff as a jack of all trades. I mean, I don't want to be a sexist here, so a Jill of all trades, right? And but what most people, I believe, do is they try to be sort of not good at anything. They're doing so many things that, they're not dominating on anything. So when the internet came out, and for those of you that don't know this, I was selling websites. I had a software that I had a company in Canada do. And when you guys see these places now where you can go like Wix, I think there's a couple other I don't remember what it is, but you can click on a button and create a website in a matter of minutes. All right. I was doing that. In the 90s, the late 90s. I had a software named UPC Sites. I think I mentioned this to Coach Bob. He made me remember it. But if you guys go back, you can actually look at upcsites.com and see what is called, I forget what is it called. It's like a memory thing where you can go back and see websites, like a time thing. And I was selling the software that could allow people to make a deal. So I would do this short presentation, and it was a video, and I could create a website in front of people, then hook it to PayPal, set it up as a nonprofit organization, and donate money to it in like 10 minutes. So people would see me create a website, make it put the payment card in it, a shopping cart in it, and then hook that and make a donation of like $5 to it. And people would freak out. And when I started building that, of course, people didn't have very much graphics or stuff like that. So early in those days, Matt would create logos for them. And Matt would also create the cover photo for them and help them with their website. Well, when Matt really wanted to make money, I would tell him, listen, all you got to do is find people, solve their problem, and you'll do that. So Matt would do this thing. I told him to call up companies like a pet shop And he would call the pet shop up and said, "Hi, do you guys have a website?" And they go, "No, we're sorry, we don't have a website." And I told him that he'd wait for a couple of days and then call them up and go, "Hey, do you guys happen to have a website?" And they go, no, we don't have a website. And then wait a couple of days and then call them up and say, "Hey, listen, I created a website for you. You can go check it out at upcsites.com/, Greg's Fish, or whatever." And they would go online and see a website. And Matt said, "Listen, I created a website for you. Let me show you the kind of stuff that I can do with it. And then I'll show you how to maintain it." Now, how easy do you think it was for me and Matt to make money when no one had a website creator?
So what's so funny, not to interrupt you, Dad, about all this is, and this is maybe a fate thing, right? But I was telling you about the voice messages I sent you before we got on here.
Right.
It's basically the exact same thing that we did back then. I'm going to do now with artificial intelligence.
Yeah,
every single one of these
I'm going to get to that,
businesses.
Matt. So you're
cool.
Yeah.
Sorry to interrupt you. Go ahead.
So one of the things that makes me the person with the Midas touch is my ability to identify trends. See, when you can find a trend and everyone leans in that trend, it makes you look like you're a frickin' genius. And I'll only give you a couple of thoughts because I really want to get to the gravy here to help you guys. So my first network marketing company in 1987 was a company called NSA. It was called the Company with a Heart. And it sold water and air filtration systems. Now, during that time frame, an election was going on, and a guy named Ralph Nader was running as an independent candidate for president of the United States. Now, everyone in the world knew who Ralph Nader was at the time because he's an incredible activist. And what he did is he got funded and found out and exposed that every major city in the United States had bad tap water. So he was on every show. His articles and documentation was in Time magazine, News magazine, Forbes magazine. It was everywhere that if you were drinking tap water, you needed mental health. You needed to get mental health. And so even me, I was telling people, listen, it's okay if your grandpa's alive and your dad's alive and you're alive, but please don't allow your children to drink tap water. And so I had all this third-party documentation, me not being the deal. So when I got in this water filter company, it took me less than a year to hit the same position as super affiliate. Earned over $1 million before the age of 30. Only because I was in a trend. Are you guys hearing me? Well, at the end of the 90s, or that would be, the end of the 80s, all of a sudden it's like you could buy a water filter anywhere. You guys hearing me? When that became a business and all of a sudden NSA, this company with the heart, is making $4 billion by selling water filters. Now they're at Walmart. Now they're at Costco. Now they're everywhere. So if you look at my whole career of when I've made the most money, I'm capitalizing on trends. So all of a sudden, when everyone's selling it, is that a trend anymore? No, it's not. So I made millions in selling long distance. Now long distance doesn't exist. Are you guys getting this? So if you look at my whole life, it's just finding a concept where everyone goes, oh my God, that's it. And then I jump in it and I ride that wave. So what's unique for me is MDC is the company I've been in the longest. Okay. On the 6th of next March, a little less than a month away, Terry and I have been with this company for 7 years. Here's something that I'm going to say to you guys that I think that a majority of you guys will not get. You will not get it. I'm challenging you. I'm telling you guys that you are not smart enough to get what I'm about ready to say. You're not. Is there a part of you that go, bullshit, Robert, I'll get it. Maybe that's why I'm doing it. Okay. So I've been with this company almost 7 years, and I've caught in 3 trends within the same company. Josh is a little different than the average owner. Because if you look at when skincare was hot, there was a company called New Skin. Can you go to New Skin right now and get involved in trading? Or get involved with CBD? See, there's some of these old companies that they just keep doing the same thing over, even though they see that the trend for it has expired. So very quickly in this story, all of a sudden, it was like overnight, we were getting, I'd like a refund on my money. I'd like a refund on my money. I'd like a refund on my money. I'd like you to stop my payment. I'd like you to stop my payment. When you get a bunch of these all at the same time, it's either you or maybe there's something that's getting these people. So I knew these people, right? And I'd call them up, hey, Curtis, you know, I see that you sent an email in wanting to cancel your website. I'm okay with that. I respect your decision. Why are you doing that? And he goes, let me send you a link to my MySpace page. And I'm going, MySpace? What the hell is that? And he's going, well, it allows me to create my own profile for free, and I can connect with other people and post stuff up. Here's where I know I'm uniquely different than other people. As I go, okay, that's done. And I sold UPC sites. As soon as I see a bunch of people no longer doing the trend, and I'm glad that Coach Bob is on here because this is a dedication to him. It's like all of a sudden you see things change in the market and you didn't change. So what changed? Right? Something changed. And it's your job to find out, okay, if they're no longer doing this, what are they doing? Find the wave that they're in front of. So me and Matt's made money doing email addresses. Matt, one time, how many active emails did we have? These would be people that would open them up.
Like 100,000 over that, well over 100,000. And it's like interesting because when you think of the subscriber count and like the followers on everything now, it's like,
yeah.
Anyway.
So that's where I'm getting, Matt, and I'm going to bring you in. Okay. So you guys understand that I've always been on this trend thing, right? And so all of a sudden, when I got involved in MySpace, I used MySpace to recruit thousands of people. And then it was Facebook. And I made millions of dollars from Facebook. Have any one of you guys noticed? I just recently posted a video of my new grandson that's not here. Not even a year ago, that video would have got seen by hundreds and hundreds of people. And hundreds of people would have commented on it. Because I have 33,000 freaking followers. You announcing that you're going to be a new grandpa and your son's having a baby is a pretty big freaking deal. And Facebook just freezes everybody out. So a lot of you are going to continue to build your Facebook profile. There was a time when I had a Facebook group. Oh, wait a minute. I still have it. And I think it has 43,000 people on it. I post in it every day. Crickets. Crickets. Are you guys hearing where I'm going? So me and Matt got in the blog space. You know, that way I got involved with Ray Higdon, paid Ray Higdon $48,000. Did everything that he told me. Did it work? Amazing. It was amazing that at one time, everybody said that you could do posts and tell people about your blog, and they would go to your blog. When's the last time that you went to a blog? It's like all of a sudden it's like, wow, we used to watch Seinfeld. Why aren't they doing Seinfeld anymore? Are you guys getting my point? Are any one of you listening to me right now, live or recorded? Can you remember something that you used to do that you just don't anymore? I used to be an avid football fan. Know the teams, know the players, know the stats, all of that. Now I'm lucky if I catch a couple of playoff games, and it's usually the highlights of a playoff game. And, you know, I'll sit around and watch the Super Bowl. But it's like we have an interest in something and then we don't. So when me and Matt kept building with Confusionsoft, web TV, that's funny. That's a great one, Jerome. It's like all of a sudden, you know, you got this thing with DVRs, recorded DVRs. How many people remember what was the name of it? TiVo, right? You know? And all of a sudden, you just find all of a sudden that somebody's going someplace else. They're doing something else. So, you know, Matt and I had hundreds of thousands of active people on an email list. And I don't know what happened. See, all of you can get mad, or you can just go, Matt's going like, man, we send out an email now. And first of all, Infusionsoft is not sending it out because people that actually opted in 3 effing times were reporting us for spam. So now they won't allow the rest of your emails to go out. Is if you send all those emails out and people say spam, 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 they just stop it. So then we realized even when we're doing good emails and sending them out, overnight we're doing the same damn thing, and then 0.01% of people were actually clicking on them. And then any links that we had in there, they wasn't clicking at all. Matt sometimes gets mad at me because I will go, that ain't working anymore. And then Matt goes, where's all the videos? Where's Infusionsoft? I canceled it all. And he's like, Dad.
I'm the one that cancels it, by the way. But he gives me more, we have conversations about it. He doesn't just spring it on me like that. That would be funny though, but no, he doesn't, I'm the one that handles all that. So.
Yeah. And so I hope you guys are getting my point, right? It's like catch the next trend, catch the next trend, catch the next trend. Well, I think that you guys seen that I did a video a day for Facebook, went back and analyze it. I'm not one of those guys that do something for a day and then go, this is not working. I never missed a day of doing a Facebook Live, maybe a couple. But then while I was out in California, I made a decision, F Facebook, I'm doing YouTube. And you guys see the plaque behind Craig. You've seen Matt's plaque. You've seen my plaque. All right? So what is my next venture? X. Okay? Now, we can have a debate about this. I just feel that a lot of people are going to start going over there. I don't have to love Elon. I don't have to love the people that are on there. Are you guys hearing me? But I went from hardly no X followers to 500 X followers in the last week. And since I bought the premium, I went on to Grunk, their AI. And I said, I found out, just like YouTube, I need 1,000 premium followers, paid followers, to start doing advertising and lives and stuff like this. So now that's my goal. So I go into AI FOREX and write, what do I need to do to get 1,000 followers? You guys are never going to believe this. AI, smartest thing in the world. And it says, the best way to get followers is by following people. No. What? No way. The best way to get likes and comments and hearts and shares, retweet, is to do that to other people. No, wait a minute. Wait a minute. I know you guys are laughing because people right now are posting on X and they're going, nobody sees them. Of course, no one sees them. You're an unpaid member and you're not following or liking on anybody's stuff. So just like I've done before, the first thing I thought is, who would I like to follow? And you guys have been around me long enough to know, exactly what I did with Facebook. I got 164,000 followers on my corporate page, 33,000 followers. And all of a sudden, all I started doing, and now here's what's so funny. You guys can go to my X account and click to see who I'm following to get my followers. And so you're first going to see me do the classic ones, right? Like, who inspires me? Jay Shetty or Bob Proctor or, Les Brown or, and all of a sudden I noticed something. I noticed that people that had really, really large followings on other things like Instagram, they don't seem to have a large following on X. I'm getting really excited because there's some really huge people on other social medias, but they don't seem to be big on X yet. So if you guys know who Prince EA is, it blew me away that this guy's got I don't know, I'm just making fake numbers, 30, 40 million Instagram followers. But then you go over to his YouTube channel and he's got I forget what it was, 890, so 894 people or something. And all of a sudden I realized something today by telling you guys this. The people that I admire the most have a majority of their followers on one social media. It's just the one they pick the focus on. Are you guys hearing me? There's some people that dominate Facebook or dominate other channels, but I just feel like X is going there. So let me tell you a couple of quick things and then I'm done. I have never gotten a warning yet saying that I'm following too many people. I've never gotten a comment yet saying I'm commenting too much. And let's really throw something out there. This thing called free speech, there's some people on X saying some stuff that I believe in free speech and I would shut their channel down. Are you guys hearing me? If I owned X, I believe in free speech and I go, that's too far. Bam. And I don't care even throwing them underneath the bus. Matt sent me an X comment from
Kanye West.
Kanye West.
If you're watching the news or anything, it's everywhere. But
he says I'm a Nazi and Heil Hitler, but then right behind that, he sent another one out saying, I seen 3 disabled kids in a wheelchair for Make-A-Wish, and I didn't like their posts. What? So it's obvious to me that this guy is a massive troll. And then you see how many Facebook followers he has, or Xbook followers Xbook, isn't that funny? But X followers he has. So my point being is this, is I I think a part of free speech, and I've been in this place for a long time, and I'm feel liberated. I feel excited about the future more than I ever have, because a part of free speech is having Google and Facebook and Instagram and TikTok not tell me that because I'm an affiliate or network marketer that I'm a bad fucking guy. Can I get an amen? So it's like, well, you're going against our policies and procedures. It's like, I make money doing this. I've helped a lot of people make money doing this. I've helped people repair their marriages, repair their relationships, get closer to their creator, walk away from their jobs, create companies, help thousands and thousands and tens and hundreds of thousands of people. This is not bullshit. Just because you, Mark Zuckerberg, has people in policies and procedures saying, well, we really don't like people promoting that. Fuck you. So if I can promote something that I believe on a platform and go out there and really make a difference, I think that that's going to be fun. So I just wanted to let you guys know that I get really excited even after getting the plaque that I'm on to a different area that I can dominate. I now know that people make a full-time income on X. You're looking at one of them. I made money on Facebook. I made money on YouTube. I'm going to make money on X. So I just wanted to let you guys know. So personal development people I'm following, you guys will find out very, very quickly when you click on some of my followings. Oh my God, it looks like this guy believes in a higher power. You know what I mean? Yeah, I do. You guys know that already. And then another one is, this guy seems like he's a follower of people that believe in law of attraction and manifestation. Yeah, I'm that guy too. I'm that guy too. And then you're going to see recently where I spent about an hour finding, up in the search engine, I put trade. And I thought it was funny because I put trade, and the third video that showed up was the video traders that I put on YouTube. And guess who posted it? It was me. And so I know it's going to take a little bit to get traction. And just so you guys know, man, you want to find people. You know how I know X is the place to be right now? Is I'm not exaggerating. I probably have at least 1,000 people that have already sent me messages. They are fast. Whether they're bots, AI, who knows what the hell they are. A lot of scammers, but I'm not going to reply to people unless they have a little blue thing by their name. Hey, if you got to pay extra money to be a scammer, I'll get through the front door. And now if Eric watches this later, I realize what I do so people reach out to me and how are you doing? And I say, thanks for following me. Here's a gift. And I put roberthollis.com/gifts. And I'm in the mode again. It's like, why would I want to comment with people if they won't reply thank you to giving them a gift? So that allows me to just sort, done, 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 done. You know what I mean? But I just wanted to share with you guys that I know that trading, and I'm getting a lot of inside info on what Josh Weigel's going to do with the Akashics and TradeX Mastery. I don't know if you guys watched the video for the beginning of this month, but thank you, Craig. Craig did another version of that video that's just the first 30 minutes, 33 minutes. If you watch that video and you can't get excited, then please do me a favor and find something that will get you excited. Because they were so excited that Josh really didn't mention numbers. But do you guys know from June, July, August, September, October, November, December, 6 months, that the company in the month of January doubled in size? So from the time that Akashics was started, it's grown by 20x, 20 times this size. So when you see 377 people, getting a rank advancements, we got paid on Thursday. When you see 377 people, that's the kind of momentum that I had back when I was building HempWorks, right? So right now, if you guys want to know what's going on with MDC, is Jenna's still the visionary of HempWorks. And she's going to do everything in her power to do her best to regenerate momentum in HempWorks. And I wish her all the luck in the world. I'm going to back her 1,000%. It's going to take a while for the wave to build. You know what I mean? I got to ride that wave and made 5 million riding that wave. So now there's two groups of people when you're catching the trend. And if you heard on the podcast, I'll leave you guys with this. We watched, Matt sent me Jensen Huang video on a podcast for NVIDIA. If you guys watch that, it's going to blow your mind because people still don't get. I'll say it this fast. When you watch this podcast and your first thought is, I bet you the CEO and founder of NVIDIA is sitting in front of his computer creating things with his software and his hardware. Because I believe every one of you guys are missing the wave because you're so focused on your personal results instead of sharing success with the rest of the world that they can get results. Are you guys hearing me? So, I think I'm close to 3,000 active traders now. My goal is 10,000 active traders. And I'm going to use X to do it and still YouTube to do it. But I'm telling you right now, with everything that's happening, the trend with Akashics and the momentum that Akashics has right now with traders, you're going to watch this trend happen again. And for me personally, waves usually last for about 3 years. So you're going to watch me make tens of millions of dollars in the next 3 years. And some of you are going to go, shit, he told me exactly what the fuck he's going to do. And I'm going to miss this wave again. So if all your goal is to connect with people and share the success stories. I got a guy named Charles. You guys know Charles really, really well if you're sharing the playlist because his video is the first video on the playlist. And Charles is reaching out to me and he goes, I just don't know how you do it. And I go, I do it because I share your video, idiot. You share my video to get people in? Yeah, do you know other people that have earned $11,800 in 9 days? And he sends me a message back. I guess that's impressive. Well, your enthusiasm is underwhelming. So if you guys watch that video and you don't get excited, you got to find a way to get excited about something, okay? So that's what I wanted to tell you guys. I just wanted to tell you guys that I love finding trends when I know that I'm on one. I put all my focus and energy. I don't get distracted by the world. You'll hear about that if you watch our podcast. Because whether you think a distraction is positive or negative, it's still a distraction from what you need to be focusing on to change your family tree forever. All right? So one of the things that we're talking about trends is I want Matt to be able to say a few words because, it's like when everyone knows that Matt's trends are not the same as my trends, right?
Yeah.
So if I tell Matt, listen, your number one goal is to see how many Akashic members you could get.
Done.
That's going, that's not my deal. Can you guys get that? So Matt, tell them what you're excited about.
Yeah, I mean, I think as far as everything goes, there's so many different avenues and opportunities, and as artificial intelligence grows, there's almost infinite use cases for ways that you can use it. Like I was saying on the podcast yesterday, the sooner you can get using it, as often as possible, the better. The things that I'm using now with it, since the O3 model has come out from ChatGPT, especially deep research. I don't think that's available for all the models, but or all the payment plans. It might just be the big one. But from my experience, you guys, this is the next level of artificial intelligence, to the point that you can tell it to do deep research on competitors to a company and say, this is my company. Can you research in the area the competitors to my company and their marketing strategies, and make a detailed report on how I can defeat them and how I can beat them in all of their marketing strategies by re-engineering them? And within 7 minutes, GPT will have done research all over the internet and scoured all those links, gotten sources, and put a whole 20-page report together that you could give the company that you work for on how they'll defeat their competitors using artificial intelligence. The ability to take that report to a CEO or to somebody and give that to them is going to make you incredibly valuable to them, especially once they read it over. The fact that this tool exists right now and anyone can just type that prompt in and get that, and probably, in my opinion, immediately get a promotion at their job, because just targeted at what you feel are the weak points, and like it is pretty nuts the amount of things it already can do. So, I don't have much more to add about it.
Okay.
To be honest, where I come from at this point is I just am an advocate for you guys using it, like as soon as possible for the things in your life that it could help you with. Whether it's therapists as far as an emotional support, whether it's to help you understand your business, like things that you could use to grow your business. Give it your website, give it your Facebook, give it your Twitter or X account, and say, hey, how could I grow a little bit? What are some of my competitors on, like, Dad, you, for example, you could take it, give it your X account right now and say, could you find 10 X accounts that are similar in what the content that I post is, that have larger followings than me? That I can follow and comment on to gain followers off of. And
Wow.
within 3 minutes, it will have done all that research and giving you all those links and ways to go about it. I've been in marketing and this type of stuff and research for so long, you guys, over a decade. Done Facebook advertising, all different kinds of marketing in my life, especially online marketing. The things that GPT has been doing for me the last few days with the deep research stuff is a replacement for me completely 100%. And the thing about it is if you're in a position to utilize these tools as soon as possible, you will have a first mover advantage, and there will be a few years of time that are going to be so incredible for people that are early adopters of this technology. Like, that first mover advantage is massive, right? In any industry. Like I was saying, if you work in HR, you could take all your reports and feed those reports into artificial intelligence and say, how could we fix this or that in our business? If you guys are listening right now to all the news telling you, and I was saying this on the podcast, about these young men and women and stuff that are working with Doge or whatever, going through the Federal Reserve and going through all this stuff with artificial intelligence. That is what I'm talking about. That technology exists now and is in your hands to use. You can use that to scrape any amount of data you want and train it to do anything, you guys. Like I said, it can help you find solutions that you didn't know existed. And that's what it's doing for the US government right now. So I'm just going to be an advocate from now on. The technology has moved so quickly, you guys. Honestly, if I keep myself in the position of a teacher, of this technology, I will get left behind in it as well. So I don't see myself being more than an advocate moving forward and just utilizing the technology to grow my own business and growing other people's businesses. So.
Well, thank you, Matt. I know that a lot of you, it's so funny. How many of you sometimes see someone's enthusiasm and excitement and you sort of feel like you're fear or lost by them doing it? I know Arthur's made me feel this from the time that, he really decided that he was going to win the challenges. And then, he just pulled out his second 10,000, you look at that and every other people, it is bizarre how we still mentally beat ourselves up about everything. It's just I'm not technical doing that. And I just want you guys to know when Matt goes off, I feel two things. One, I feel a fear of loss, like I'm missing out, that I need to use and learn this technology. But then there's a part of me going, man, I really love doing something else in life. I just really, really love connecting and inspiring people to get their imagination in gear so they can make a better future for them and their family. There's very few people that I meet in the world that if you ask them what they do every day, could clearly define to you something that they do where people can just make a yes or no answer. Isn't that hilarious when we talk about jobs? When we talk about jobs, it's like, hey, Mike, what do you do? Oh, I'm a taxidermist. My father did it. My grandfather did it. I'm a taxidermist. And we can just go, good for you. I ain't doing that. See, it's weird when we talk about jobs, isn't it? It's like, hey, Coach Bob, what do you do? I'm an automotive engineer. I'm a small mechanics engineer. I work for Briggs and Stratton. Yeah, not doing that. Not doing that. Is there any way, Bob, you can sit down and tell me a little bit about small engines? I'd like to understand a little more about how you guys make small engines for virtually freaking everything. I wouldn't ask that question. How many of you understand that? It's hilarious. I'm a plumber. Good for you. I don't need to know anything about plumbing. But then when we get in the world of entrepreneurship, it's like everybody thinks they got to do everything. I'm gonna build a list. I'm gonna be a life coach. I'm going to be good on social media. I'm going to be a graphic designer. I'm going to edit videos. It's like, what the hell? I'm going to build a brand, and it's like, okay, you're doing everything that other entrepreneurs do to make money. What is the difference between me and you? Is when I decided to step away from network marketing and do the things that Eric Worre and Ray Higdon did. I put $48,000 in it. I put my head down, and that's all I focused on. And then I lifted up my head and had a conversation with Matthew, and he's like, I hate this shit. I don't want to do this anymore. And I go, then quit. And he goes, Dad, this is the only thing we're doing to make money. I said, great, I need to change that. And it was like, all I told him is he doesn't have to feel responsible for doing things to make the family money. And then I didn't spend the rest of my life trying to figure out what the hell I was going to do. Like, hey, I was pretty good at one time at this network marketing stuff. Let me sort of step back into that and see if I still got it. So a lot of times, not bragging, I feel like Michael Jordan. It's like the only way that I got to find out that I suck at baseball is that NBA went on strike. So I said, if they're going to go on strike and they're not going to go play, I always wanted to be a baseball player. And I'm not as good as I need to be. Thank God I get to go back to being a basketball player, right? And so I'll just share one extra thing when you guys understand why I do what I do. There was only one thing that my mentor said to me, Bill Gould, that snapped me, and is this concept. And listening to this podcast with Jensen Huang, the NVIDIA guy, is he says this one statement. I want to leave you guys with this. Listen to this. He said, I now have surrounded myself with thousands of people that are smarter than me, more motivated than me, and can do things that I can't do. And me empowering other people never made me unnecessary, unvaluable. I believe the majority of the people that watch this live or recorded, that is your fucking problem. You think by helping other people that makes you unnecessary or unvaluable. If you really had something that is proven to help other people earn income for them and their family, and you just would rather not tell people about it, that's weird to me. Maybe I'll never, ever understand that. Because if you came to me and said, listen, I have something that I need, and I'm not an expert at it, know nothing about it, I don't find the need to step in and bullshit you. I don't. I just say, I don't know that. All I know is you need to talk to this person. And I'll do my best to connect you with a person that I know that can help you. And apparently I missed the gene that the average people in the world have. Because the average gene, I don't have it. If someone says, hey, Robert, you know about this? I don't have the gene to bullshit them and pretend that I know what the fuck I'm doing. I also am missing the gene that if I see other people becoming successful, that I can't share with anybody else because I haven't become successful. Just got all my teeth redone. I've never met a better dentist in my life. Bedside manner, top of the line technology. Holy shit, these people know what they're doing. And don't get mad at me if you call me up and go, Robert, you know what? I got a toothache. Can't help you. Call Dr. Gene. And then people get involved in this industry. And if you called me up and said, you got a toothache, let me look at it. Are you a dentist? Nah, listen, I can bullshit myself through this. I haven't made any money. I have no documentation. I haven't went to school, but I'm going to bullshit my way through this and try to tell you what to do with your teeth. Can you guys hear a little bit of passion in my voice today? Because when I get focused on new trends and know what's going to happen to them in the next 3 years, I know a lot of you 3 years from now are still going to be my friend, and you're going to miss it again. You guys all knew when I made a decision to step into YouTube and do it with everything I had. And now I get to do what I did before. And a lot of you said, hey, that sounds like a great idea, but I'm going to find something else to do right now. I don't believe in YouTube. I can't do that. I just put all the excuses you got together and then just do that. But if I'm your friend, how many of you really feel like you're my family? If I believe that you're my family and I love you, can you cut me a little bit of slack on me telling you to fucking stop it? Don't miss this. Because what I want to do is I just want to reach out, slap you in the back of the head as hard as I can, and go, pow, 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 pow. Oh. Oh. Okay. Okay. And then all of a sudden the wave rises up and you're going, holy shit, jump on the board. Just jump on it and just ride it. Scared to shit, still believe you can't do it. Don't know what the fuck you're doing. Don't understand it. And the next thing you know, the wave goes down. And then you look over and see where the rest of those surfers are. You're going like, thank you, man. Thank you for slapping me upside the head. Do I need a tether? Should I attach it to the left ankle or the right ankle? Am I using the right surfboard? Maybe this is too small, too long. Jesus Christ, please, in the name of Jesus, get through to these people. Okay? So I love you guys. So let's go ahead and do some Q&A. I hope you guys enjoyed that. So now just thank you for sending your Twitter, your X. See, I'm not even using the right words yet. But yeah, first questions from Coach Bob. Started a Twitter account in 2009. Has 1,200 followers already. And so let me see, how many people are good at math? Which 2023 minus 2009. Okay, Coach Bob, you had 14 years head start on me. How can I fucking help you?
All right, do you want to bring Coach Bob real quick then? All right, go ahead, Coach Bob. Before we actually get going on that question, I just wanted to give a shout out to Jody Falcon, who made a donation to the Super Chat. Jody, thank you so much.
Thank you, Jody.
If you want to donate to the Super Chat, just go ahead and in YouTube, click on the $ below the chat and donate. All the proceeds go to the charities that Robert supports, which include orphanages. So go ahead, Coach Bob, unmute yourself and please share.
Well, thanks. Hey, good afternoon, guys. Craig, Matt, Robert. First thing, Matt, congratulations, you and Hannah. It's fantastic news. When I saw that it was awesome. It was the best part of my life, having my first child. So I hope it is yours.
No, thank you very much. I'm excited. We're excited.
Yeah. Oh God. Yeah. I'll tell you, your whole life changes when you see, when it comes. So
that's what I hear. That's what I hear. People keep telling me my whole life's going to change. I'm like, I couldn't be more ecstatic about that. You know what I mean?
It gives you
like,
meaning,
I think,
it just,
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm definitely, you could ask my dad this, but I'm definitely much more of an optimistic person than I was before I knew I was having a family. So, because now I'm like, my outlook is just so much further past myself. So, I'm excited. So thank you.
Yeah, great. Awesome. And so my question is, Robert, like at the beginning of the week, I was so focused on so many things that it gets me flustered, right? I work all day and, I'm trying to do a lot. And where you are like laser focused on one thing, like I could say, hey, Robert, what do you think about this? You'd go, forget it. This is what I'm doing, right?
Yeah.
So I just got to get in that. I got to just pick a direction and go, but I want to do all these things because I got a creative head. And I think Matt probably can understand that too.
But
and
my question, Bob, is just answer the question, why? Why do you have to do all those things? Because what Matt's doing right now that I think he's most excited about is he's now realizing that he needs to truly understand AI to such an extent that he can train an AI agent to do the shit that you think you need to do.
Right.
I'll do it for you, Coach Bob.
Well, I don't doubt that. Uh, but it's just, I have so many ideas, right? And even
Right.
getting into AI, Matt, you know, like you had told me, oh, check this out. I when I really got in depth in looking at AI stuff, there is so many sites out there to make influencers. It's things you wouldn't even know that are even out there. People have softwares. It's phenomenal. When I first started investigating that at the beginning of the week, there's so much stuff and it's going so fast.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
absolutely.
Everything I see with AI that Matt was doing 2 weeks ago is different than what he's doing today. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
it's
And
it's it's a
I
fun world to be working in.
yeah, I was telling Matt, Bob, that the only reason that there's a lot of reasons why I'm good at what I do, but one of it was auto racing. Because everything that we got to do last year, we don't get to do this year. You know, we get a new rule book. You can't use these parts. You have to use this part. And so throughout my whole racing career, it's every year we're waiting during winter time, this time, for them to put together the rules that we were going to use to build our cars that we're going to race next year. And it's hilarious because I grew up around a bunch of individuals that would drop an old idea so fast it would blow your mind. And I hung around mentors that would force you to change. You didn't have a choice to change. You could quit. You could quit and go, I can't believe we worked all last year on that chassis, and now you're telling us to take all those chassis that we built and take him out to the scrapyard and cut them up with a cutting torch. And so, you know, I think maybe a lot of things that may be holding you back or making you frustrated is that when you put a lot of effort and money and time into something, you just don't want to let it go.
Right. And the part of my business that's doing well is the products. That's where I make my money, right?
But didn't you
So
tell me, to be brutally honest,
yeah,
that's not going as well now?
well, right. But you know, and then it's like, and then you know, the trading, it's just I'm trying to juggle, right?
Well,
So
I tell people all the
I
I
want to
tell
keep that
people,
going for the money,
right.
but the trading hasn't been the best so far. Let me put it that way.
Uh,
For me,
not for
for
you or
me,
other people.
not for me.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I know it's doing well for everybody, you know, and then it's gets discouraging when you see everyone else doing well, and then you try to contact people, right?
But I don't
And
need that. I don't need that. So, like I was telling Arthur, I hope you don't mind me being open about our conversation. So Arthur reaches out to me and he's at a little place of frustration as well. And I said, so the goal was to get phase one, phase two, then get money out, then get on the top of the leaderboard. I go, check, 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 check. And now you're just focusing on staying on the top of the leaderboard. I go, how's that working for you? He goes, it's not. I said, then why are you focused on that? And he's going, that's a good point. I said, isn't the focus of you making enough money where you can just do the things that you love to do? Isn't it all still about freedom? And he's like, yeah, it is. And then the first thing he says to me, well, then I'm taking 10 grand out tomorrow.
I looked for him on the leaderboard and I couldn't find him anymore. I figured he took the money out.
Right. And so don't ever forget, Bob, that all of us as human beings, we lose enthusiasm and excitement because the thing that we thought was going to get us to the place that we are going to go, they're really step. They're really only so
Can
building
you
a
repeat that,
website.
Robert? You did garble a little
All
bit.
right, they're only steps, and when you realize that you hit a step and you feel a plateau, because life is like this. Life is, oh, I found something to get excited about. Wham. All right. And then it goes up, and then all of a sudden it seems to taper off. Now, tapering off should be a clue, but what do most people do? And I need you to hear me when I say this, Coach Bob. A lot of times are most people. If I could show you my whole lifespan, there's a lot of time where I spent months and years when all the clear signs were fucking moved. I get it. So all of a sudden you see wham, then you see whoop, and then all of a sudden you see plateau, and then you see decline. And what do? As soon as it starts to go in decline, we go, no, wait a minute. This is bullshit. I worked harder than I did before, and I can go back and I can recreate momentum and get it back to where it is. You know how many athletes have said that?
A lot.
Last weekend, I already brought this up. Last weekend, I got to watch one of my favorite fighters get knocked out again. One of my very favorite. And the last time he got his ass knocked out, it woke him up. And he's saying, I'm going to start goofing off. I'm going to stop partying. I'm going to get rep into the gym. I'm going to recreate myself. I'm going to reinvent myself. And there's a small group of people that went, you're 38. That's bullshit. Okay. So dedicated the last 18 months of his life to being in the best shape he's ever been. Gonna not only knock this guy out, but go for the championship belt and get his damn belt back. Now he got knocked out again. And I guarantee you, if you talk to Izzy Asante, I can guarantee you, Craig, Coach Bob, listen to this, because you got to hear this. I guarantee you he worked the last 18 months harder than he's ever worked in his entire career. So why didn't it work? His goal was to become the world champion. Did it? His goal was to become an undisputed champion, which means win against a competitor. Then he did it 8 times. There's only people like Anderson Silva that did it 11. So 8 times this guy defended his title, got it taken away, and then went back and knocked that dude out and got it back. When you look at him, he's got a Hall of Fame career already. Move on. No, I used to make so much money doing this, and I put all this work and effort into it. Now everyone knows he's done. Except maybe him. I think if he goes back, every athlete that I know, I watched this, and it rips your heart out because you watched them when they're in their prime. You watched them when their confidence and their belief in their abilities was sky high. And there's something else, Bob, that happens with confidence and belief. 1000% faith. Not one glimpse of doubt. But when your foundation gets rocked, and then it even does this a little bit, you know the last person you need to blame is you.
Yeah.
Company's doing this, and they're changing this, and the shipping was messed up. And so now what you did is you got this little shadow of doubt because it plateaued, went down a little bit, and you don't even realize you did it. But you validated everything that was in your conscious already. I can't trust the company. I can't trust the product. I can't trust the shipping. I can't trust all the stuff that I used to believe in. When maybe the universe just shifted. That's all it did. It just went, it just shifted. Some people felt it, you know, in November, they felt something. It's like the people before that were like, man, I don't know if crypto's going to work. To crypto's going to work.
I believe it now. Yeah.
You see what I mean?
Yeah, exactly, Robert. I know exactly. You know what I mean? But it's hard to you know, it's just really hard.
It's not hard. It's not hard.
Well, I mean, people do it all the time. I mean, they hang in there as long as they can, right?
Right.
Because they know they've done it before, and they put so much effort in.
We say it's hard when every decision that you've ever made to do something that you wanted to do, wanted to do.
Yeah. That's easy.
Not only was it easy, but isn't it funny how everyone around you that knows you go, what the hell are you doing?
Oh yeah.
And you go, listen, I'm doing this now. I'm doing this. All my friends just thought I was insane. It's like, listen, I'm packing up my toolbox. I told everyone to come down to my shop. Parts that I had in my shop, people had offered me thousands of dollars for it. And I said, no, you're never going to get them. And then one day I called all my friends and I said, listen, first come, first serve. What do you want for it? Come get it. What? Yeah, you come get these. You want the cylinder heads? The double bump 202 cylinder heads for a small block Chevy? Yeah, come get them. Took less than 2 days for me to get rid of everything that I had. Now I'm no longer an engine builder or a mechanic in North Dakota, Montana. I don't have anything but my toolbox. Loaded it up on a snowmobile trailer and went to California. All my friends thought I was an idiot. And the two smart ones followed me out there. And they're still out there building race cars. And then one day I went, it's not cars. What was the goal? The goal was move to California, build a pro stock car, run against Bob Glidden, get a rank advance, make it through 2 finals and get a check. And have my NHRA license. I'm a professional drag race driver that built a car that qualified and made it to the second round. Well, as soon as that happened, I was like, no, this is not it. Well, I'll work for race car teams. That wasn't it. So really, when I look back and the accident happened to me, there was absolutely zero passion anymore. I turned the thing that I loved, that I was passionate at, that I was like putting on an infinite amount of hours in. I didn't give a shit. To, this is fucking work. I'd rather be doing anything than fucking this now. Now my very close friends are like, you coming out to track this weekend? No, I worked on cars all week. I ain't fucking coming out to racetrack. They're like, what? And I go, I don't know what it is. It's not serving me anymore. It doesn't make me feel alive anymore. So now I look back and I got hurt, and that was my launching pad. Took me 9 months to feel sorry for myself, though. For 9 months is like, I don't know anything else. I can't do anything else. Oh, woe is me. Why has this happened to me? I'm pissed off at God. I'm pissed off at everyone. Man, I sure delayed my life by 9 months. I could have just said, hey, the doctor said I can't be a mechanic anymore, instead of trying to fight the workman's comp people, the ERP people. They were getting mad at me trying to pull my workman's comp because they knew I was overworking my leg. You're going to hurt. You're going to hurt your knee surgery. You're working your knee out too much. I need to get back. No. And then I gave up. I gave up and I surrendered. And I went, listen, I'm going to stop running from here. I'm going to come from here. Hey, you got my attention, man. If I keep doing the same shit I'm doing now, it's obvious going in the wrong direction. I'm digging a hole and I keep getting deeper in the hole. I'm getting depressed. I'm not excited about life. I could give a shit about anything, including my relationships. Fuck it, man. Until I surrendered, and then I get a call, and then I get to meet Bill Gould, the guy with the $62,000 check. And then that was a whole different roller coaster. 19 different roller coasters.
So you've been through it.
Yeah. So at 63, I just am more connected, so I feel the resistance faster. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
I'm going, wow, things used to be, I used to be able to recruit people and send messages to gifts on people like Facebook. And it was pretty really embarrassing for me. It was like shooting fish in a barrel.
Oh, God.
It was like, hey, do you know anyone that needs money? Me. Check this out. I'm in. What do I do now? Send your link out. That's when moment goes. So if you guys watch that video, did any of you say the same thing my wife says? And I'm not throwing her under the bus. This is just my wife. She's going, you need to find out what Maddie Thayer and Joy are doing. You should do what they're doing. And I said, you're a super affiliate. Jefferson just got an award for $1 million. You just got an award for $5 million. What do you mean? What you should do with Joy and you were a super affiliate 6 years before them. And she's like, well, I go, do you want me to look at what they're doing? Because you're not going to look at what they're doing.
Yeah.
And she goes, well, what do you think they're doing? They're just putting shorter videos and live Zooms in front of more people than we. They already built an audience of people that know how to trade with iMarkets Live for 7 years. And all they needed to do is Matty Thayer needed to put his head down long enough to start documenting what he did. And then when he started documenting other people and they're showing their checks and their results, and the whole group of people that are still with the other companies, it was just a domino. And when the domino fell, then everybody came over. and that's the effort that people are not willing to do to create momentum. So when you watch that podcast, the one thing that I think that I wish I could give every one of you is the thought of leverage, because you guys, a lot of you still haven't got that. Well, if I was acting like an agent and could connect traders with a platform that's already doing documentation, I would never work another day of my life. I'd make more money than I need to make. So tomorrow we get to watch the Super Bowl. Tonight I get to watch UFC, 2 more championship fights. And when we watch the Super Bowl tomorrow, do you know who the real winners are? The 2 guys that own those teams. So when one gets the Super Bowl and the other ones don't, the owner of the losing team won big time. Do you get it?
Oh,
and
yeah.
the other people are depressed, and we worked our ass off all year. This should have been it. And okay, how do we get our mind to regroup and go for another season? Let's take some time off. This one's gonna really hurt for a while. And then, yeah. So it's like, I just don't get why people didn't hear the thing that I heard. How do you make 60 grand a month? See, maybe a lot of you are just saying, I don't deserve that money. That's not I don't want that money. I don't know. I don't need that. I'd rather struggle. Me, I just went, listen, I can learn to live on what I can live on, and then I'll give the rest away. So I know there's thousands and thousands and thousands of people in MDC right now that are making money with Akashics.
Yeah.
Thousands, not 5, thousands. All right. So now I know that I can talk to the world and introduce them to this team and this brand. And if they put their effort in, they'll win. In fact, I now right now, Bob, and blow your mind. I have at least 100 people in my group that are kicking my ass when it comes to trading. Just like the owner tomorrow, he's going to have a lot of people that are on the field that are better at football than him.
Sure.
And man, this whole thought that, I need to be the water boy. I need to be the towel boy. I need to be the coach. I need to be the assistant coach. I need to be the defensive coach. I need to be the fucking cheerleader. It's like, man, no wonder you're exhausted.
Yeah, I get that, but you got to have that passion too and drive. I mean, that's where that's what you have, the focus that I can see, the laser focus. The other thing is to be in the right networks. Like I think you tapped into Twitter, Twitter is a great place for traders, right? So you get a lot of people that trade.
I don't know.
Crypto.
I'll find them.
I bet you will. And I bet you, Maddie, they're on some different networks. Even if it's that Telegraph, I didn't say that right, but either there or is there's something else, that Cord. What's that other place?
Yeah, but
Telegram,
Bob, trust me when
Discord, that's it.
Trust me when I say this. If your imagination's in the right place, you'll find them regardless of the platform.
I know, but it would be easier. But you're right. I agree.
No.
So don't you think Twitter's going to be
people with no imagination and no passion can be on the best network in the world and not recruit a fucking person?
Well, I agree that. But it does help. It does help, though.
It doesn't help if you don't believe. It doesn't help if you don't believe.
Right. If you don't believe. Right.
If you don't close your eyes and go, man, what would it be like to have 1,000 people in my group? 1,000 in my group.
I know that, Robert. I recruit a whole bunch of people, but they don't do anything. They absolutely will just sign up and not do anything.
Do you think that everyone in my team is doing something?
No, I didn't say that.
Oh, okay. So we're working with the same numbers, aren't we?
I didn't say that. I didn't say that. But
I'm still working with the same numbers as you are.
You are.
Yeah.
I'm not lying, but yeah, right. I'm just not as good.
I just know if 1% of them change their life for them and their families forever, then I can either have 1% of 1% of 100, 1% of 1,000, 1% of 10,000, 1% of 100,000, 1% of 1,000,000. Like how many of my YouTube followers, 115,000 YouTube followers, how many of those do you think are actually making money on YouTube?
1%, probably not even 1%.
No, not even 1%. So I should give up on YouTube.
Well, but no, why?
You're
twisting this around. You're twisting this around.
No, I'm not.
All I'm saying is if you get on the right network, like Maddie and all those guys, they have a network of traders. So it's a little bit. It's a little easier.
Maddie. Someone sponsored Maddie. That's not even a trader.
And who was in Joel went to him?
No, Joel. I mean John Herensma.
He's an old
guy. He's an old guy like me that sells fucking coffee.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just finding that
And
one
who
person.
sponsored John?
You did, no?
No, a guy that thinks that we should be marketing travel. Jefferson Santos.
Wow. So has he been in there a long time, Jefferson?
Yeah, 2 years.
Well, that's not that. I mean,
No, I bet it's 2.5. 2.5
okay.
years because
Okay.
Maddie's been in for 2 years.
Wow.
So yeah, the thing is, Coach Bob, try as many things as you possibly can to find the thing that gets you excited. You got what the reason that I did the Zoom today, here was my only thought, is to get each and every one of you to understand in 2025, I'm changing my focus on a new challenge that I want to crush. I know I'm still learning stuff about X. I don't know the stuff I need to know. I will learn, I will focus, and I will fucking dominate. And if you said, Robert, you know what? Really honestly, the traders are on Discord. I'm going, I don't give a shit.
They're all over.
I'm not looking for traders. Oh, what are you looking for? People that are like scared to death that AI is going to take their job and they can't believe that they're paying more for eggs. And them and their spouse sat around and went, we got to fucking find something to do. This is going to catch us. We seen the slope, and then we seen the downcline. It's a man. I don't need guys to catch me where I cover.
Could you repeat that, Robert? You broke up
Yeah.
again.
They're going to say to themselves or say to their spouse, you know, I need to make a decision to change what I'm doing right now because I'm not going to get caught. I've seen a stop in the rise. I've seen the level, and I've seen this, and I need to make a decision now for myself and my family. I'm not going to get caught. And other people are sitting around going, "Oh my God, I don't know what to do." So here was a 27-year-old auto mechanic on workman's comp. That's all I need to do is find someone that says, listen, I'm coachable. I see your documentation. Other people are doing it. Tell me what to do and I'll do that. So I'm not looking for traders because to be brutally honest with you, traders are already know-it-alls. All the people that told me I have traded before, I know what I'm doing. Still haven't sent me I passed my challenge. Everyone that told me that, oh, I'm a trader, I've done this before, and you guys don't even know the hundreds of people that I brought in personally. That, oh, geez. And you know what they all tell me? I've never seen a better platform. I've never seen a better platform. I've never seen better compensation. This is the most incredible thing I ever seen. And then a month later, they ghost me. You know why? Because they're trying to place their knowledge and expertise on changing the system. They're not coachable. So now they don't get the results, and because they don't get the results, they don't believe they can refer anybody to it.
Well, what I was saying, it just seemed like Maddie and those guys were getting like groups of traders from other places into their thing. You know what I mean? That failed before. That failed before they were getting them to migrate into.
Right. But they'll come in. They'll come in, and if they don't follow the system, they'll be gone. If there's one trend that you guys can see since we started this, is a country comes in, a leader from a country comes in, brings his group in, and then they're number one on the leaderboard. And then everybody goes, where's Slovakia? Holy crap. They did exactly what Spain just did. But after Slovakia, wasn't it UK? And then after UK, it was Canada. And then it was the people from Trinidad. Then it was the people from Poland. Then it was the people from Germany. And now it's the people from Spain. You see a common thing here? It's like people come in and then they bring everyone they know in. And then everybody doesn't do the same thing. Everybody brings everybody in and then everybody turns around and waits for that person to do something. They immediately get in management mode. Go, Bob, go. They call everyone they know, and then everyone comes in. They don't do any duplication. Then they turn around and leave, and now you got to start all over. Me, I like finding people like the way I was 27. Are you listening? I just seen your chat. I've seen all the people that you helped. I'm listening. This is not about the product. Excuse me? This is the people business. Teach people how to help other people. Well, what about the product? Okay, you're fucking not going to get it. See you later. Where's all the people right now that are marketing CBD?
Okay. Point taken.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Was CBD hot?
Yeah.
Holy shit. I have $5 million to prove that it was hot. And it's funny because why am I still making a lot of money from other products than trading? Because I have large groups in other countries that are like 10 years older than the United States. I mean, in culture. I still have groups in Hungary that they still meet 3 times a week in live meetings and do 2 hours of testimonials on the incredible miracles the product did for them because they don't have to be compliant in their country. I took the CBD. I used to limp. My right leg grew an inch. I don't limp anymore. It's like... So I can take someone like me and teach them that this is the people business. And if we get a bunch of people together and thousands of people together that are just doing a little bit, that you can make a small percentage off 1,000 people. See, that's J. Paul, you're roller. If you had 100 active affiliates in your group that every day was trying to get to 100 active affiliates, your attitude would be radically fucking different. Your whole attitude would be, oh, Josh is launching another product? Fuck yeah! Yeah! Because now my group will all get excited about that.
Yeah. I get where I'm focused on product where you're more people.
Yeah.
Well, I got to start moving that.
I believe that when you realize that all the limitations that you put on yourself of why you think you can't build a group of people that will just do this business without you, that you have to believe that. You have to believe that if you target the right people that are just like, hey, I give up, I surrender, just help me find something. And the very first thing that you shared with them was a way that they could go out and, they're super affiliates in something other than MDC. There's super affiliates in all kinds of company, including Amazon. And how they're super affiliates is they're just willing to refer their link more than anybody else.
Yeah.
They're monsters at referring their link. And I can guarantee you, if you could find someone, Bob, that you admired that made $1 million a year being affiliate, here's one thing I promise you out of everyone you can find. Can I ask you a simple question? Sure, go ahead. What was your marketing 6 months ago? Holy shit. I can look through all my advertising, I'll tell you. No, I just needed to know, are you marketing different today than you were marketing 6 months ago? Fuck yeah. Do you understand what a super affiliate is? I guess I don't. Because the people that make money on TikTok and the people that make money as super affiliates are always marketing the product that people know is hot.
Yeah.
Oh my God, all of a sudden everyone wants ivermectin? We should market that. See what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah.
It might have been CBD for a while. I really truly believe that people right now, the way they feel about CBD is it either works or it doesn't. And the stuff that works, I took the time to find a company that has it as a more affordable price. And then there's a group, I tried that just like I tried everything else and it doesn't work.
Right. I run into that. Yep.
Yeah, it's crazy. So I'd love to help you, Bob. It's like watch that NVIDIA. I want some of you to watch that NVIDIA podcast and just really truly listen, because there's one thing that I want for every one of you, and that's freedom. I don't know what your definition of freedom is. But if you don't have a definition of what freedom is for you, real, true freedom is for you, then you got to figure out what that is. Then once you write that down, the things that I do and the stuff that I do, Bob, has nothing to do with my freedom. See, there's goals that I have of helping more children and helping more orphans and doing things to always support Matt and his AI excitement and my elder and his business. I want to my son. I want to support my grandchildren. What I do and what I'm marketing while I'm doing that is not my passion. People are my passion.
Right.
So let me leave you with this and we'll get to the other people.
Yeah.
If I challenge you, Bob, Coach Bob, if I challenge you, is find something else that I can do, Robert Hollis, that I can do, that would generate me faster results for people. Do that for me. Because that's all that fucking counts for me.
Got it.
So they download an app and they press on the app and they go, my God, I won. Find something like that for me. They don't have any money, like Joshua Daramella. He gets in for free. He sends a link out to somebody. Then a week later, he gets something in his credit wallet. You find something for Robert Hollis that's easier than what I'm doing right now to get people results to believe in themselves, and I'm fucking on it. I'll be your #1 fucking affiliate. I'll bring more people than you ever dreamed you could have in your group. I just know this is the easiest thing that I found right now.
Right. Okay.
It's easy for me to take someone like, it makes me want to get emotional because Joshua Daramella just got paid. Listen to this. I hear this. So we just got paid on Thursday. And He sends me a message and he says, I know you don't remember, but I wrote down every dollar you gave me. And I just sent it to you in the credit wallet. I've known this kid for 4 years, 5 years. And every time I helped him qualify his position and helped him out with other things, and I just seen his heart. The fucking kid won't give up. And he made so much money last Thursday that he said I counted it all up. And so what? I gave him $1,500 over a period of 4 years. And he fucking remembered it, fucking wrote it down and sent it to me.
Wow.
Has nothing to do with CBD, Coach Bob. Nothing. That kid's married, going to have an incredible family, and that kid is going to impact fucking millions of people's lives because I believed in him. Yeah.
That's a great story.
Yeah, I got so
You'd
many of those.
Love to see that.
Yeah. I mean, Tomas, man, Tomas in Poland, he was working with a company that didn't appreciate him. And as soon as they found out he was promoting Kashyyyks, they took his car away. Yeah. So now he's got no car and he has no money for Christmas. He goes, what do you do? And I said, I'll show you exactly what to do. You got to trust me. You just get these videos in front of more people's faces. I want you 24 hours a day. You got to put this video in front of other people's fucking face. Just believe me. Hit 100K, backed it up, made 57,000 in 60 days, had a fucking awesome Christmas. Then he lost his mind for a little bit. I had to pull him back. You know what I mean? So it's all of a sudden it's like, hey, my people are not making any money trading. Your people are not fucking coachable. As long as Arthur keeps telling me he's pulling money out, he's fucking doing it. You're not. It's not Akashics. It's not the traders. It's fucking you. Yeah, but so he even got a Polish trader now.
Wow.
Yeah. And now that we got a Polish trader, the people that were complaining are still complaining. And now he woke up. You got to find people that are not their imagination are such in gear that they don't give you reasons why it won't work. They give you all the reasons why it will. That's where Matt is right now. To see Matt and how excited he is because his imagination is in high fucking gear. It's like, oh my God, I just realized that I can make as much and as little as I want anytime I want. What a fucking beautiful place to live. That's where I live.
Yeah.
So I love you, Coach Bob.
I love and appreciate you. And hey, thanks for listening to me at the beginning of the week.
No
just
problem.
like I said, you know how it goes.
Do you think I have done this?
No,
I do. I would say now that I have down hours. Can I give you a quick story? You guys, here's a quick story. I'm sitting in an Airbnb, just found out that I'm having a new baby boy, grandson, Ezra. We're celebrating a little bit. I don't shut things off. I love helping people. And I can't log into our corporate bank account. Matt, yeah. Try to log into the corporate bank account. It says I can't. It says it's not there. not there. The banks in California, we just got here tonight. Where are we going tomorrow? Now, Terry's on a whole different level, right? She's going to firebomb this fucking place, whatever, right? So we get in a vehicle, drive down to Connecticut Credit Union, walk up, I hand him my card, and he says, okay. He clicks in it, and he goes, I'm sorry, I can't find that account. I'm going, there's a lot of money in that account. I said, how would you feel if someone that was sitting where you are told you where I am that they can't find my account? Well, hang on a second. Well, as soon as he said, hang on a second, Terry started throwing fire bombs, which are called F-bombs. You know what I mean? It's like, what the fuck is wrong with you guys? Where's our fucking money? Blah, 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 blah. Lady in an office comes up. Hang on. And she goes in and looks, and she said, yeah, we closed your account on the 22nd. We've been trying to get a hold of you since December. I'm going, I know you guys have my email, my phone number. So that's bullshit. I got a letter, and the letter said that you were going to stop allowing deposits to come from MDC because you found out that they're marketing CBD. What you didn't say is that you were going to shut the account down. That's a business account. Do you know how many things that we got coming out of that account? She looks at notes and she said, I said, what'd you do with the money? And she goes, well, I think we put it on a cashier's check and mailed it out. So I just thought I'd share that with you, Bob.
Oh, God.
Because
that's a little...
Yeah,
all
we're
right.
still working on moving everything over on that one.
Yeah, we're still working on moving everything over. So then so this was what, before we came. So we stayed almost a week with Matt and Hannah. No money, no funds. People sending me messages every day. This is not going through. Robinhood sending me messages. We tried to take money out for your.
Wasn't the car Escalade car payment on it too?
Yeah. I paid. I give Craig some money, and Craig's like in the vortex, so they pay him. PayPal pays him, and then says that I owe what I sent him.
Oh.
So I'm looking at Craig the next day. He comes over. What night did you come over, Craig?
It was Sunday.
Yeah. So this happened like on
Friday.
Yeah. So I Craig over and I go, hey, by the way, our corporate account shut down, but don't worry, we paid you and it went through.
Oh.
And Carrie's very upset. And Matt and I are going, we have no idea why this is happening, but everything's going to be okay. It's going to be okay. So now we come back here, right? And next day in the mail, no check. Next day in the mail, no check. Now it's weekend, right? So we come back Wednesday night, no check on Thursday. Week later, no check on Friday, no check on Saturday. Terry's like, man, I'm going to call on Monday morning. And I'm going, you're going to talk to an employee that doesn't know anything different than the person that was sitting at the computer monitor. They're just saying we melted. And she said, well, I'm going to have them cancel that. I go, let's wait till Tuesday. She's not happy. We get the check on Monday. Now Matt and my mom, his mom, Terry, they're going, well, what are we going to do with this check? And I said, just go down, deposit it in the Yellowstone Bank. Well, don't we need paperwork for the corporate and paperwork for Matt's like, do I have to sign something? No, we used to have a corporate account there before we opened it up in Connecticut. And I just kept a couple of $1,000s in it just in case we needed it.
Oh, thank God.
put the money in, pay
it's
everyone. So
intelligence and
you
fate
guys,
together.
what?
I said that's an intelligence and fate thing together. So
Yeah, why would I leave money in old bank accounts?
Just in case.
I'm 63 years old. Yeah,
well, the reason it didn't freak us out as much too
we
is because we've
lost elections accounts.
I was gonna say
It's like
losing a merchant account is way more work
yeah.
because especially if you run an affiliate program like we've done in the past, then money has to touch your hands and then be distributed. So if it doesn't touch your hands, then you have to float the money yourself because you don't have it. So when a merchant account goes, hey, we're going to lock your money up and not give it to you for a month or weeks because we need to investigate what your business is about.
And
Or
what's the
whatever it may be.
reason? What's the reason, Matt?
I mean, they don't,
The
they just make it
reason
any reason.
is you grew too fast.
Right. No, that was one of the reasons for sure.
You grew too fast. You brought in like $40,000 in a month, and we're going to hold your money.
Oh, God.
Yeah. Okay. But Bob, the only reason I brought that up was just to say that, things are happening. Something like that would devastate me. And when I was younger.
Well, I was gonna say now it's like you've just become smarter and you go, there's so many people out there that will look at something like YouTube memberships or Patreon or something like that and be like, I could build my own platform and pocket, a majority of the money. Why give these guys 10, 15, 20% of what I'm making per membership or per what I'm doing? And it's like, I just told you why. Because when someone messages me and goes, hey, I got billed by YouTube again, I don't want to be billed by them anymore, I need to cancel my membership, my response is, here's how you cancel it on YouTube, that's it. Like it's out of my hands. If you need a refund, if you want to charge back, it has nothing to do with me. Because that's another thing, you guys, chargebacks. People will buy something from you because they believe that they're going to do it, and then they won't even ask for a refund, even though you have a 100% refund policy. They'll just do a chargeback on their account because they just don't want to talk to anybody. They don't want to do that whole process, and it's just easier just to click a button on the website and charge back. Then you have to not only float that money, but then deal with it as a mark against your merchant account, because the more that happens, the less chance that people will do business with you. So you do a big campaign, you sell thousands of copies of something, and then you get 10 chargebacks out of 1,000, and then they lock your account up and go, well, maybe you're doing fraudulent business. You go, okay, but we sold 1,000 and we had 10 out of 1,000 that were chargebacks.
Plus we're an affiliate company.
Yeah,
and everyone's
so
everyone's expecting commissions on the money that we just brought.
You got to take 20% out of all that you made and then float it to the affiliates.
So
or more,
yeah, Bob,
right?
I've been in places before, and I just want you to know that, let's get through the rest of these people here. But
Yeah.
Bob, thank you so much.
I love and appreciate you. You know that, buddy.
I love it. Oh yeah, you're a family member. So when things are going rough, I'm glad that you got on here so we could talk through some of them. It's like I love the concept when someone told me that soon as I put this in X, and people, I started, of course, algorithm, right? And it started seeing these things where people are saying, this person's making this much money from X, and this person's making, I'm telling like $5,000-$6,000 they're making off the X platform. And I'm going like, nah, that's something else I can figure out.
Awesome.
Because I just love the concept. Do you guys realize that if you go to Elon Musk X account, that you can subscribe and pay him money every month? And you know what you get when you become a subscriber of Elon Musk? You get a badge to put next to your profile that says that you're subscribed to Elon still. What? Nothing. I got a badge. So they learn that from people that play video games. It's like, why would I pay you $9 a month? Well, so you got the badge, stupid. Oh, Yeah, I've done that in other things in my life too. I wear the t-shirt, get the hats. I get it. I'll even buy some of your meme coin.
Oh gosh.
I don't want to get off track. Do you guys realize that Donald Trump made $58 billion?
Oh.
And he gets asked by the people, the journalist, what about your meme? Your meme coin? Well, what about it? A bunch of people came to me, told me what they could do. I said, yeah, I'm not even paying attention to it. Well, do you know that you made 58 billion? Really? And his response is, that's like peanuts to these guys. And he had the three tech guys in the room with him that were talking about AI. How many of you believe that you would be hit with a question that you didn't know coming? I need you guys to imagine this, and we're moving on. Coach Bob, yeah, I got a question. Yeah, go ahead. Do you realize you made 58 billion in the last couple of days? And your response is, no, that's peanuts compared to these guys. Next question. And here's what I think is stupid about people, is people actually think these people are keeping score of money. That's what you know that people don't get it.
Right.
Hey, I seen something happen with Tesla stock, and I heard that you lost 46 billion. And my life is changing how? Congratulations. People love your Tesla stock. You know you're the wealthiest person in the world now by 150 billion? And my life changes how? It's like, you guys all need to have enough money where nothing affects you.
Yeah.
That would be the place to be. Hey, honey, the stock went public. Oh, really? Yeah, we made, 8 million today. What's going to change? Nothing. Just securing we had the kids taken care of and we had the grandkids taken care of. That little deal is going to make sure the great grandkids are taken care of. Got to go help some more people. Love you, Bob.
Love you too, man. You
Okay.
Have a great day. Yep.
All right. Great,
Thanks.
great stuff, Bob. Thank you so very, very much. Appreciate you, man. Robert, we've got three people with three people and then a question. So we're gonna be able to get those in?
Yeah, let's do it quick.
Let's do it. Karen Owens. Now, just to let you know, I got a question from Ed Medina. Arthur Waino's on in the hole. Bill Shoemaker's on deck, but Karen Owens is now on. So Karen, unmute yourself and please share.
Hi,
Hello,
Karen.
everybody. You got me?
Love and appreciate you. Can hear you loud and clear.
Great. All right. I want to show you something. Race tickets, Robert.
Nice. I'm telling you.
Rockingham, North Carolina, coming back on the NASCAR circuit. And it's Saturday, April 19th. And we're almost 300 miles from there.
Wow.
And you know what fuels us and gets us excited in our 70s still is NASCAR, and we have a new adventure.
Amen. That's exciting when you can plan it that far in advance. I mean, watching the first race of the season was really exciting. I always like watching new tracks, and this is gonna be an exciting season. It's neat to see Chase back on top.
Yeah, and he did. Yeah, he kicked it, didn't he, on that dual thing?
Yeah.
And we also have 2 years ago. I'm so glad I've been with you guys more than 2 years, and been with MDC 3 years. But our family here means so much to me, and y'all have just given me so much courage, to do things that I thought were kind of beyond my capability, but I'm back.
I'm
And
proud of you. I'm so proud of you.
so 2 years ago, we had, medical issues, and we had this big Class A that we took to NASCAR. We did some travel, and then we had things that we couldn't go. And so, believe it or not, I manifested on for almost 2 years on a smaller, more nimble for us Class C. And I read all the specs just like you. I'm not a mechanic. I don't do this, but I'm a research person digging this and that. So 2 weeks ago, we went to the Atlanta RV show, and we actually bought the big Class A there 7 years ago. And so I had in mind and said, here it is. It's coming to me, 2024, 24B. It's this thing, it's that thing, all the specs. Doug had his list. And so we went into the first camping. It was Camping World, and the guy was there, and he says, "Well, we'll show you a small class." Say we're walking out there, and I'm still walking with a cane and things like that, and it was very slippery and it's cold and stuff. And I showed up out in the parking lot there with him because Doug says, "Oh, I didn't think you were going to come out and look." I said, "Oh no, I was coming. I was just coming slow." So I walked on down there, and we're walking into this small Class C, a Freedom Elite, and we stepped in it. We looked at it, and I said, "Well, yeah, this is great size, this and that." And Doug says, "Well, it does have the auto leveling capability. Doesn't it?" And the sales guy says, "Well, we can order that. We can do this. We can do blah, 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 blah." But it was not on the machine, on the RV. And so just like in the morning meditations, when you say, the sunbeam comes down, and you get on top of your head and this and that.
Yeah.
And it was like my morning meditation is like, it's coming back to me. I look to my right, and over just about 50 feet, there's this RV, and the sunlight was shining down on this RV. and I told our sales guy, who was very nice, very accommodating, but he didn't have what I had the specs for. And I said, "Well, there it is. That's it. Red Hawk 24B, da 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 da." And the guy says, "Oh, that's another dealer, so I can't show you that. It's Southern RV." And I said, "Well, thanks very much, but we're going to have to go over there and look at that, just check it out." And I'm not kidding you. I had pictures, I had specs, I had everything the last 18 months. I'm looking for that particular type that had everything. And we walked in, and it was like, "Ah."
Nice.
As Harry would say. "Ah."
That is so cool.
But yeah, so we had a sales guy come out and everything. And I mean, that was the second RV we looked at that show, and it checked every block. And the one thing was about that auto leveling.
Sure.
And so the guy looks at the paper and says, "Well, it says it has it." And my husband says, "Well, we just need to see that it actually works."
Yeah.
And the sales guy goes in, and he gets a check, comes up, "Oh, hi, hi, hi. Oh, yeah, sure, sure. Well, let's show you how the auto leveling works." Bing. So,
And
and then
you got to
and
have auto leveling.
yes, that's
because
you're
you and
all
your
peely like
husband,
me crawling under there.
yeah, you and your husband's not going to be crawling under moving bricks.
No,
And
no, been there, done that. We said we had to have a tent on wheels when we first started doing this 15 years. We're not going to lay on the ground again after the Army. So, but anyway, everything was good. It was super cool, and there were like three of us that were going through this process. It's a process to buy something.
Oh, totally.
All the paperwork, all this, all that, and the wives there were three women with their husbands. The wives were in control of the whole buying experience. Let me tell you.
I'm telling you, guy, that shows how smart your husband is.
But he told me, actually, you talk about dreams. Don't give up on your dreams.
Never.
I mean, literally, we thought we were going to sell that Class A, and that we were going to do travel and trades, and we're going to do this, and we still have our lovely dog who's going to probably she's hanging in there at 11 or 12, and that's her RV mostly, but it's ours too because we don't stay in hotels and stuff like that.
Right.
But he said to me, he says, well, I can see that you just haven't given up on doing RV, and even though we've had medical issues and stuff, that it's in your heart to still do it. So let's go see what we can do. So
Great husband. Great husband.
So just that's my story. And yeah,
Thank you.
I'm on X. I just before we got on this afternoon, I did go back through and I watched all the videos and everything, and I can see the path forward. It's still the trade and travel because connecting with people is the best thing.
Amen.
And I really love the dealership we work with. Those people cared about every person they talked with, and they cared up to the delivery, up to the walkthrough, up to everything. And we've been kicked out of worse places than that with big bucks and everything else like that. But when you find a dealership that's only 15 miles from us older people who are now feeling young at heart again, we know that we can have in 3 years, mark my words, here we go. We said 3 years. That's a gauntlet you toss down there, Robert.
Yeah.
To those of us who can still believe, can still share, and on X or however we communicate, say, if you can still travel, you can still do things you want to do when you really, really want to do them.
Yeah, because when you want to do something, you find a way instead of finding an excuse.
Yes.
I tell people right away, whether or not you have something in your heart is when you make it happen instead of telling everybody why you can't make it happen. And so, like Matt's saying that I'm really looking forward, Karen, and all the advances that AI is going to do for medical. Because I know they're going to rebuild us.
It's true.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well,
so
yeah.
all our pains and stuff, and our blood pressure and diabetes, all that stuff. They're going to figure out how to get rid of all that stuff for us.
Well, I mean, Doug and I are very blessed in that having been served in the military, both of us, and all of our physical activities and everything we had to do, tough it, do it anyway. We actually went down to the military base to get our ID cards. This is when you know you're really old. You go into the ID card, and I know there's veterans on here, and thank you for everybody for our freedom, for everybody who has served, has families serving. But we went down to what used to be Fort Benning, now it's Fort Moore down in Columbus, Georgia, to get our ID cards updated because mine was going to run out as a spouse. And Doug had his ID card since retiring. 34 years he carried his retired ID card, and they changed to a new system. And so here we go. We walk in, and I get my stuff, and they gave me an indefinite. They say you don't need to come back to renew it. It's indefinite, so keep on living. I mean, I'm carry it for how many years, but it's got the new stuff on it. But when you go on a military base and there's a feeling about it, but it's so different. Doug and I walk through. We go into the clothing store, and here's a sergeant with his platoon and their basic training. They're wearing their mixed group here, shorts and t-shirt and this and that. And he stands at the door and he tells everybody, you have 7 minutes. Soldiers, buy whatever you're going to buy in 7 minutes, and we're out of here. And you see I could see the young kids with ponytail, and that was me. That was Doug way back, and that was Jay. That was everybody else on here that served when they're right out of high school or very young. So it's humbling.
Thank you for your service, and thank you for our freedom.
That's great. All right, guys. Well, we're back, and you'll be seeing all the RV stuff in the future.
Yeah, Karen, and I really, really, really am very optimistic of all the stuff that's happening in the world right now because, man, the people that have served our country has been neglected for too long, and I'm really happy. I really believe that there's going to be something done about that. It's so all of a sudden it was always we didn't have the money, and now people are starting to find money.
Yeah. Oh, I'm so much encouraged, and but that's as you said, I'm totally, the White House isn't our house, but
Right.
we've taken care of our needs over the years. And oh, and congratulations to Matt and Hannah. And
Yeah.
we have a similar announcement. Doug and I are not having a new baby, but we're gonna be great grandpa and great grandma also
Great.
in June. Our
Wow.
granddaughter's in Alabama, so she's just a little ride in the RV up to see the babies and hang out with the grandkids and do this and that.
How many greats do you have?
Six actually, or
Wow.
five and one on the way. But there's three that are really in one family that really we are very much in touch with, which is
Cool.
my daughter Samantha, our daughter Samantha. So, and she's even talking about coming from Washington State to now Mississippi. I said, Southeast, here they come. Come on, you guys. Grannies and great grannies and grandfathers are going to be on the road again. So,
Well, make sure to say hi to your husband for me, and
I sure will.
thank you for sharing your manifestation with us. I love and appreciate you so much. And you and your husband and Terry and I are going to see a NASCAR race together. We're going to make it happen.
Oh yeah, we got to do it. We'll fly somewhere. We'll do something. But at least in October, people are coming to Atlanta. And
Yes.
yes, and Doug, who never does, he doesn't do sort of like what Terry talks about. She doesn't want to go and hang out with all of different business stuff and too much business. But I told Doug, I said, well, and I actually shared this with Lisa Marie, Sweetie Pie, and with uh, Jody. I said, yeah. I said, well, I'm gonna have to. I said to Doug, I said, well, I'm not so good on my own. I might have to take a date to the aquarium, so you might have to get dressed up.
Well,
But we'll see.
what we'll definitely
We'll
do,
see.
we always have time away from the event. You know what I mean? So
Mhm.
we'll plan something away from the event where, the spouses can show up and we can all have
Yeah.
dinner and break bread together. That'd be awesome.
So it's on our calendar, and he knows about it. And I'm just I kind of did the wrinkled old lady routine. I said, you don't want to send me down there by myself.
Nah, he's not gonna let you go. I'll get to meet him. It'll be fun.
All right, you guys. Thank you.
Love
Love
ya.
you all. Everybody have a good one.
Big hug, big kiss.
Karen, thank you so very much. Okay, so before we get to our next actual question from Bill Shoemaker, Arthur, you're coming up. I had a question being posed in the chat. I want to share with you, Robert. Ed Medina, who, by the way, Ed, thank you so much for your donation in the super chat on YouTube.
Thank you.
We appreciate it. Happy Saturday to you. And if you are wanting to donate to the organizations that Robert supports in the super chat on YouTube, go ahead and click that $sign in the little box below the chat. That will do that for us. Thank you very much. We do appreciate you. Ed's question, really quick, is he's been away a bit, so he's curious, is the process the same? Now he's talking about I think it's your getting people on board process.
Okay.
Connect.
My question for him would tell him to reach out to me so I can send him the sequence.
Okay. Well, he has the sequence here and he's just confirming.
Oh, okay. What is the sequence? Because I don't know how long he's been watching. There's still some people that are it's funny because I'm following with X. I still do naturally. It's like I don't reach out to people on X and say, how are you doing? I've never done that.
Right.
No.
I've never done that. I reach out to people and I just say, hey, listen, I thanks for following me, or I've followed you. And what I would like to do is I'd like to send you a gift. And I send them, of course, you guys can't do this, but if you want to, you can. I just put roberthollis.com/gift. And And then they come back to me, oh my God, thank you so much. That was so awesome. And we go back and forth. And then I just say, oh, by the way, if you know anyone that needs to make extra money, that's what I do. And they go, what is it? And I go, okay. And I send them the playlist. So yeah, so if I'm still doing that. It's funny when I personally reach out to people to connect with them. Of course, please don't forget that I follow them, and like even on comment where people will say, if you believe blah 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 blah, say amen, or 777 or 888 or whatever. I'll not only put 888, but I'm just not putting that. I go, thank you for being a blessing. I seem to get a lot of likes off that. So then what I do is go the extra mile. It's a pretty cool concept. And then what I do is I say, thank you for liking my comment. And I say, here's some gifts that I love giving people that have helped me and a lot of people that I know. And the reciprocity always comes through. And they're going like, thank you very much, blah, 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 blah. And then I just turn around and to be brutally honest with everyone, because that I am, I'm still looking at probably less than 10% of people that I'm connecting with are checking out the links and getting back to me, but when I'm doing 40, 50 people a day. Arthur did send me a deal where I went and looked at it really quick, and he's going, there are limits to X. And so you only can follow 400 people a day. So there are some limits to. It's like, what? Yeah, some of you haven't done 400 in your lifetime. So Ed, I hope that helped. Thank you very much.
That was the question. Basically, he gave us and Ed, you got your answer right there. If not, yes, like Robert said, talk with him directly. So, all right. Bill Shoemaker is up next, followed by Arthur Wainio. So Arthur, hang in there. We're coming for you.
Yeah. We haven't done a long one in a long time. So yeah, this is awesome.
We're doing it. So hang in there, everybody. We got lots more. And thank you all.
I gotta be done by 4.
By when?
4 o'clock my time.
Okay, so that's 3 o'clock Pacific, 4 Mountain, whatever time you happen to be. We got less than 45 minutes. So let's get to it.
I think we'll get them done quick.
All right, go ahead, Bill. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Craig. You're amazing, brother. Hi, brother. I love you. Wow. What an amazing AMA today, man.
Thank you. Thank you.
Heartfelt, and just explained it all. It's really not about money. It's not about product. It's about people.
Yeah. When people ask me what business I'm in, and I tell them the people business, it still blows me away, Bill, that after 37 years, that answer still is as shocking as it was the first time I used them.
Yeah. So congratulations on the grandchild.
Thank you. I didn't even get to watch or anything. I don't know.
Well, it's amazing. When I think about my lifetime, and the most special moments in my life is when my children were born.
Sure.
Outdoes everything.
It does.
Everything. Yeah. So no more singing happy birthdays on Facebook?
I'm still doing that.
Oh, you're still doing Facebook Plus?
Yeah. I just noticed that I'm not getting any feedback from it. It's not going to stop me from doing happy birthdays on there.
Oh, okay. I thought you were just totally focused on Twitter.
No, and I still put. Yeah, it's funny. What I do, Bill, is I never look at anything as wasting my time. Maybe that's what it is. So for me to make a post on both my Facebook profiles and also in Trade Stars or in the Facebook group, it's like I do know those are dead. It's sort of like, posting. I still post stuff on LinkedIn, but it's like, it's like dead. It's like just really, really dead. I'm still going to do it, because it really doesn't take that much time.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
It doesn't take that much time. So I'd rather interact with people that have followed me there instead of just making a post saying I'm no longer using Facebook. I know people do that all the time where they're just like, I'm done with Facebook. And I noticed it when I do birthdays. You brought that up. So I did happy birthdays already today. And it's more than it's ever been where I've noticed I've left people 2 or 3 years of birthday messages with no reply. So there's people that are starting to abandon that social network or abandon social network altogether, but yeah. So
Okay. So are you doing premium or premium plus on Twitter or either?
when you said, I seen that really quick. I don't know which one I did. I usually don't skimp on shit, but
Right. Well, they give you an option.
yeah,
I've been on for a long time. I just haven't really.
Arthur, when he comes on here, Arthur, he sent me a deal going, hey, if you do this, you get a discount and get a lot more. So maybe I'll have him bring that up. But
There you
yeah,
go.
I don't know where I would look to see, but I know if I purchased it and then
You
it said that
probably did everything, yeah.
yeah, I probably did. Yeah.
Well, thank you for all you do. I love it.
That's the way I buy cars too. It's like I don't want something not to be on the car. Well, thank you, Bill. I love and appreciate you very much. Maybe we'll be able to get the break for you and your son when I come up Zona in April. And so I'm planning on doing that. So
Right. Yeah. That's a beautiful place.
yeah.
It is
But I definitely either before or after that event, I, want to spend some time with my elder son, Robert Hollis Jr. and Amy and Ryder and Olive and their golden joy. So
Right.
yeah, everything's going so great. They just moved into a new home too. So
Right.
the Hollis family is very, very, very blessed. We keep having better years after a better year after a better year. So some people go, wow, that's lucky. No, that's intentional.
Focused. You're focused.
Why would I want to live the same year over and over like Groundhog Day? Jesus, like why don't you shoot me in the head? No, I'm joking.
Just
No,
shoot. Right.
no. I can't imagine same stuff, different day. Did you guys see the funny clip where it was like instead of what's the name of the groundhog, Bill? Do you know? Philly
Punxsutawney
Packaging.
Phil.
What is it?
Punxsutawney Phil.
So anyway, his wife did a post and said, "Don't listen to him. He's a big liar."
Uh,
So I think that's pretty funny. I seen my shadow, and we got buried in the last 2 days. It's crazy how much snow we got. My son Kyle beat me to it this time, and by the time he shoveled the driveway, which is at least a foot of snow, he did it, and then he come back and had to do it again because there was another foot of snow. So I think you guys probably seen the video I put on Facebook and also X. It's like people see the path that he left just to go down to Mayo. That's a pretty big driveway. That's pretty crazy.
hey, whatever works for you.
Yep. So how many grandkids you have, Bill?
I have one granddaughter, and she's
Ah,
and she's autistic.
and she's the special one.
Right. My daughter never had any. She had a hysterectomy and didn't work out for her. So
Yeah.
maybe she'll adopt someday. Who knows? But
Yep.
feel very blessed to have two children for sure. And
Yeah.
autistic granddaughter.
Well, I love you, brother.
I love you as well. Love all of you. Make it a great one. Thank you
You
for
bet.
all you
Thank you for all you do. I love having you guys on here.
I do a lot more.
Okay.
Bill, thank you so very much. Appreciate you, man.
Craig.
All right, let's move on over to the Arthur Wainyo, A&W. Every time I think of AW, I'm thinking of the root beer, but it's Arthur Wainyo.
I was like, I'm ready for an A&W root beer float.
Ooh, Yeah. Oh my gosh. Yes. Have not had one of those in years. I think there is. Okay, I'm gonna excuse me, Arthur, for just a moment. Now that Robert brought that up, there is an A&W still around here in Southern California. Just I think it's northeast of San Bernardino, on the way up to Big Bear, and it's just this little off a little highway that you go out. That's the only one that I know of. If you know of one, great. I know they're not that. I don't think they're around anymore in Southern California other than that place. Wow, missed that. Anyways, go ahead, Arthur. Unmute yourself and please share with us and welcome.
Hey, Robert. How are you
Hey,
doing?
Arthur, how are you?
Doing good. I had to switch to my phone because I don't know, it seems like Zoom is like lagging. I wasn't sure if it was my internet or if it was Zoom, but hopefully you see me okay.
It was just probably my language.
Probably. You know, you brought up Groundhog Day, and I always had the thought that it would be really, really funny if they re-released Groundhog Day into the movie theaters and said the sequel to Groundhog Day, and they put the original movie in the theaters.
Dude, that would be funny.
That would be funny as hell.
That would be funny. They could probably do that on streaming and catch a lot of people, and it wouldn't cost them a lot.
Actually,
Probably.
I gotta add this. There is a commercial out right now with Bill Murray and a groundhog. I think it's a Toyota commercial where he's doing the same stuff.
Oh my
just-
God.
Yeah,
So someone thought of
it's
that.
just over and over and over. I think it's a 2-minute commercial now, and it may even be on the Super Bowl on Sunday tomorrow. I don't know.
Oh, I bet you it is.
It's out. I'm sure you can find it on YouTube.
That's funny. That's funny. Thanks, Craig.
As we were doing the Zoom, I wasn't verified yet on X. It said that they were still under review, but as the Zoom is going, it says now I'm verified. So I'm verified
Nice.
right on the Zoom.
Like Bill said, did you do premium, premium plus? No.
I went ahead and reached out to Elon and got that covered for you, Arthur.
Oh, thank you, Matthew.
You're
the man.
You expedited it. Yeah, we told me and Matt reached out to Elon,
X.
and me and Matt reached out to Elon, told him we were going to bring a bunch of people over. So we got a special.
Yeah, well, the other day when I was talking to you, you were saying, "Oh, I'm on X now," and so right after you messaged me that, I went over to X and I changed all my profile and everything to match for like trading. I'm like, all right, that's done. And then I couldn't post like a long message, and then you said, "Oh, I can post the disclaimer just fine." I'm like, huh. I'm like, oh, it's probably because you have a paid subscription. I don't. And so you're like, don't be cheap, just go get it. So I was like, okay. So I just went and got it.
But Arthur's not stupid. We all know that. So tell people where you went to get a discounted.
If you sign up through the website, if you sign up through your phone, they have to pay app fees to the app stores, like so to the Google Store or Apple Store. So if you go through the website, it's cheaper. So on the phone for an Android, it's $11. It might be different for Apple phones, but if you go through the computer, I saw as though they have like an annual option. So it's $89 for the year.
Yeah.
And if I went through the app, it's the same if you wanted Facebook verified. It's cheaper to do it through the computer than it is through your phone because
I
they have
never
to pay
even thought
app fees.
about that. Apple and Android, they're grabbing money on the apps all the time. I never even thought about that.
Yeah, they'd be collecting every single month from you just to have your verified badge on there.
Boy, I'll tell you, I tell you, they sure figured out the leverage thing, didn't they?
They did, yeah.
I think Matt told us, Matt probably hasn't researched this in a long time, but we were looking at the total revenue one time of Apple, and it was flat out disturbing how much they make from just people using Apple apps. It was like by far the one that they make the most money on.
Yeah, I wouldn't doubt it. And the music that they used to charge for too. I don't know if they still do,
Right.
but the music that they charged for. But yeah, so I'm gonna work on my YouTube channel as well, trying to get videos and stuff up there. So I might be swiping some off of your channel, some of the ones that I was on.
Yeah, you can everything that I have on my YouTube channel and what I'll figure it out. You guys don't need to help me.
Hmm.
But I make a commitment to do something, and I did a video a day when I built my Facebook profiles, and then I started doing that with YouTube. So I'm gonna do that with X. I'm really, it's like Matt was even laughing. I put up that one video, of me filming Kyle doing the driveway, and it was like, I think as a short, it got like 500-600 views, immediately, so it's like organic stuff really, really works well. But instead of selling people, just be good at telling your story. So Matt and I have already talked about this. It's like moving forward, I just want to, do videos. Hey, I'm trading today, and just do it live and going, hey, I went in here, I clicked on this, I clicked on this, I did this, and let's watch it. And I think as long as you could watch your trade, I think as long as there's people would watch to see if you won or not. I think. So when I did that one video where I just recorded it on my phone, and just kept talking while it was going up and down on the graphic part, you know what I mean? So I shared it and I went, wow, I learned that from you, Arthur. It's like, you did a post and I went, holy crap, he's recording it on that graphic, and you can see the numbers moving while you were doing
Oh, when
something.
I was setting a trade, when I was doing the trade alert video,
I don't remember. I
it was
don't
probably the
remember,
one
but
when I was showing people how to do a trade alert, how to do a manual trade alert, and I was showing people how to do that. I just did one like live.
oh, because I'm telling you guys, those videos will do better. People love watching people gamble.
Yeah.
But to be brutally honest, I think some of you are going to get the wide picture of this. And I've never said this. I'm just talking to you, and you guys know I mastermind. It's like people love vicariously living through other people. People pay a lot of money to watch people do things. And I know there's a large group of people that don't get it. I just want to cater to the people that do get it. You see what I
Yeah.
mean? It's like, of course, when people see some of these networks out there and they're going, how do people make that much money? Like Peter and Linda, Peter, reality TV. But it's like my wife today, just having fun with her. She's going, you got to put Hulu on the TV upstairs. And I'm going, why? And she said, the new Kardashian came out, And so, Coach Bob is saying Twitch, and Kick, and, it's amazing. I'm sure Craig can find it right away. But it's, the whole concept of Gladiator, that how many people show up to watch other people perform.
Yeah.
And what's the classic line that was said?
Are you not entertained?
Are you not entertained? You know what I mean? And I think a lot of people, what they do is I don't know. This would be a good question, but I think it's more about awareness, Arthur, than anything. It's like it's and this is gonna sound like it's not true. I know I've said it to you guys many times because you're my client. People are just not interested in being taught something.
Hmm.
They want to watch you do it. But if I can guarantee you there's going to be, probably 50 million people that watch the Super Bowl on Sunday. And if you ask them what the rules were, they're not going to know. How do these people score? How do you get 6 points? How do you get 7 points? How do you get 3 points? How do you get 2 points? There's probably a lot of people that go, what do you mean two? I didn't even know you could get 2 points in football, right? And so that would take an expertise that the other people just don't care to know. They want to watch the gladiators in the Colosseum.
Yeah.
And I'll be watching them tonight as well. You know what I mean? It's crazy. My wife, and Jenna, Jenna's Wagle, Josh's wife. That was the first time that they went with us to a professional championship fight in Abu Dhabi. You know what I mean? And it was crazy to watch my wife and Jenna go, get it. Totally freaking get it. It's not about the guys that are fighting, even though you're right there. It's the energy. Karen's on here. It's like everybody's like, what a waste of time to watch these people go around and around and around. You show up to one race and you either get the energy or you don't. But when the people that I've taken to races, because Top Fuel, all my cousins didn't go. I don't understand. See, you want to hear about something even crazier than IndyCar versus NASCARs and straight cars. Explain this to someone analytically. Well, I don't understand. Well, cars get online and they both, break a beam, and then the lights go yellow green, and then they both nail the gas, and they go a quarter of a mile, which is only 3 city blocks, from 0 to 370 miles an hour in 3.2 seconds. They don't turn, they don't go around. No, they just and it's done in 3.2 seconds. And I'll never forget the first time I took a bunch of cousins that I knew. And we parked in this place where it was like close to the end of the track. And I knew it was going to happen. They didn't know it was going to happen. And I get them out of the car and I tell them, I said, listen, let's just walk toward the fence and then we'll walk the fence up, And all of a sudden I can hear. And they're going like, what is that? They're doing burnouts. These cars have got 10,000 horsepower, right? And they're doing burnouts on alcohol before they switch it to methanol. Methanol, that's the same stuff like sticking dynamites. Nitroglycerin and methanol. And all of a sudden I can hear them. And they're like, what is that? And I'm trying to get up to the fence as fast as I can. And we get up to the fence and you hear. And they're like, all of them are like, fuck was that? Because it's like it'd be 2 rockets going by at 330 miles an hour. And they're like, it's like, you can't stop yourself from covering your ears. Everyone that I take there, I'm just watch them. And your only instincts of your body vibrating. And that loud, and you'll do just like this. There's nothing you can do to keep your hands down. It's a natural instinct that you gotta block your ears. You gotta, just vibrate your whole body. So sorry for going on a tangent like that, but that's the way I am about this business.
Yeah.
I was like, can you imagine? I talked to a guy Thursday. This happens to me all the time because you know how I am. I'm talking to a brand new guy that just got into business. And all of a sudden my watch goes ding, ding. And I go, can I show you something? He goes, sure. And I went, check this out. And he's reading my watch. And he's going, are you trying to tell me that you just made $34,000? I said, I am. He's going, that happened while we were talking. And I said, yeah, some people ask for signs, but even if they see signs, they don't believe in them. And then we were talking and he's already hooked up and everything. And what do you think happened like 3 minutes later?
Tap to trade.
Tap to trade. And I jumped on it and I did it with my browser. And I just clicked on it. I just clicked approve. I said, did you get it? You get it. We were talking about other things. And he says, well, post the win. He said, make sure you post a win because he's in, and he's from Atlanta. Listen to this, you guys. Um, he's a music producer. Been doing it for years. Now he's got 2 kids, and he's like, I have incredible weeks and incredible months, and then it's like fast and I explain leverage to him, and he's like something that I'm not. I got children to take care of, a wife to take care of. He goes, I need solid. So he's looking to replace all of, and he was telling me, if you do some search on YouTube in his name, he says, I've been on TV many times. And he's like from Atlanta, music producer and director. and so we did the tap to trade. And then I sent it to him after it was done. It was like $1,000. And then I posted it, and everybody's going, you did 2 lot sizes? I don't know why I didn't look at it. I just clicked on the browser and said,
I know when you do it from your computer and when you do it from your phone, because when you do it from your computer, it's always defaulting at 1%. And when you do it from your phone, it always defaults at 0.25%. So whenever you're posting your
wow.
results, I'm like, oh, he did that one from his computer. Oh, he did that one from his phone.
But that even freaked me out. That was the largest individual trade that I've ever done because it's like, wow, that spooked me out. So now I know because I used to use my computer all the time. I wanted to
Well,
make sure that,
just so you know, it does 1% from the computer. And then if you do it from your phone, it'll do a 0.25%,
well,
just so
why
you
do you
know,
think it did 2% on that one?
because that's 1% of your account.
Oh, got it.
So on the computer, it'll do 1% of your account. On your phone, it'll do 0.25%. They should sync them up and make them the same, but I don't know why they don't.
Okay. So yeah, that could have been $1,000 loss for me. But it
Could have.
wouldn't be because I was trying to bring in this guy.
Yeah.
I was trying to get him to imagine a better future for him and his family. So of course that's why it worked.
Yeah. Well,
If you
speaking
guys
of the
think
trading,
I trade to make money, who would do that? That doesn't make any sense. But Arthur, I know you jumped on here. Did you have something you wanted to share too or ask?
yeah, just you brought up like how um I it's not really like important for me to be on the leaderboard for TradeX Mastery anymore. And I kind of explained it to you that you don't there's not really like any accolades there within the company just by being number one on there. And it felt like for a while there, that's all I was doing was maintaining my number one spot. I mean, I was up there for 4 months last year, and I was just like, I was just like thinking to myself when the new year was coming around, I'm like, it's a lot of work of just staying up there and maintaining. And I need a new mountain to climb, and I need to
Yeah,
pass these other challenges that I have, the $200,000 challenge, and I need to pass my wife's challenge, which I'm trading on her account too. So I'm trading on 5 different accounts with 2 different phones. So yeah, and like, so if I pass those, then I won't have to trade on so many accounts, and I can just focus on one or two.
got
It'll
it.
be much easier. But the other reason too, I was like, well, the whole point of the trading was to pull out money. So I was like, maybe I need to just focus on pulling out money. So I pulled out the 10,000, and right now I'm sitting at 107,000. So I'm hoping it will be a good week, another $4,000, and I could probably do another 10,000 withdrawal on Wednesday or Thursday.
Yeah, so what's September, October, November, December, January? I mean, so you've made what, an additional $5,000 a month in average? I mean,
Yeah,
that's not bad.
no, it's not, especially when I'm doing it before work and after work. And Bob says, he's like really busy and stuff. It's like you got to time block these things.
Yeah.
You know, Bob needs to time block these things to have set hours where he does things and just be focused on that. And that's all I'm doing is time blocking, trading in the morning before I go out and drive, trading in the
I know
evening.
I know that's very difficult for people because we get caught up in a routine that we do every day. And man, I don't remember where I learned this. But there's nothing that will create a better you in every area than shattering paradigm loops. You know, I do that all the time. I mean, I probably have never ever talked about that, but I will totally just change everything in my fucking schedule just to change it, just to get me in a different pattern. Um, when you're doing any kind of negotiation or personal development with people, the people that are the best at it will break that pattern in your mind. You'll go into the excuse things of why you can't do it, and they'll say something to break that pattern, to snap that synapses that's in your brain, because you just go to that same excuse over and over and over again. You just keep doing it. And so if you hang around the big dudes, Bob Proctor or Tony Robbins or something like that, you get face to face with them and they'll snap your paradigm. They'll do it. And if you do it from a place from your heart, you guys probably don't realize it, but I do it all the time. You guys will be in a pattern telling me why you're doing what you're doing, and I'll get given something to slap you with. And it usually doesn't feel good. It's like, well, fuck, he doesn't even care. But it was something just to snap you to go, why am I doing this? So when people are open to anything, coach, like it's like I get around someone that can help me be a better person. I give them permission to slap the shit out of me. If you see me going in a place that I'm not, I've done that with my sons and my wife. I'm not a perfect person. And so they know me if I say something because I'm a human being. You know what I mean? And I'll turn around and I'll do the same thing I did with Bob. You know what I mean? They'll go, well, maybe you should do this, and this. And I'm going, holy shit, that would be hard. No, it's not. You know what I mean? Matt catches me all the time. I've given Craig permission, and the entire time that we've known each other, you find someone that goes into a pattern or a loop, and your job is to interrupt that loop. Just get them to stop for a second and go, well, that's really, really hard. No, it's not. It's fucking easy. No, you've done things before, and you made a decision in one day that you're no longer doing this, and now you're doing this. It could have been a job. It could have been, I use it all the time. It's like all of a sudden you're working at this job, and then you get a notification called into the HR department, and they're saying, hey, we're shutting this department down. We're shutting this office down. But we'll give you a raise and a promotion if you're willing to move to Austin. That's a paradigm shift. Are you telling me that I'm getting up in the morning and I'm not driving to work here? No. And we all say, I couldn't make a change that fast. Well, you don't have to. You can get on workman's comp or find another job. Shit. And so there's a lot of stuff happening in our government right now that I think that people are like, and I'm not going to get controversial here, but it's really hard to understand what's really going on. Like you hear a department shut down, and then you hear that the lawyers go to the judge. The judge says they can't shut it down. But then you see someone in front of the building taking the name off the building.
And locking the doors.
Like, wait a minute, it's like, well, this ain't really happening. No, this is really happening.
Yeah.
And then you
and a
reach
guy
out
standing
to
in front of the door, not letting anybody in.
You reach out to the people that work there, and you're going, did they show up and get in their office today? No, they didn't. They not only, their IDs don't work, but they don't have a phone line, and they're not sitting at their desk. Well, these people got pissed off, and a judge says that they can't do that. They're taking the name off the building. So I'm doing my very best not to get distracted by this stuff, because it's crazy. And then you got one side talking about all the waste and the stupid stuff that the money's been spent on. And then if you try to watch the news, it's like, well, I guess the American government just decided that millions of little kids are going to die.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? The big news and the propaganda media is like, hey, it's, and here's the one that I said to my son that really gets me, because before this all happened, every time the US aid was brought up, here's when you know that someone's really messing with something, right? They go, you don't know how small of amount it is compared to the 2 trillion that we go over budget. And I go, that doesn't work in any other place in life. So Arthur, it looks to me like you got a pretty good lifestyle. So I'm just going to take your watch, because if you look at everything that you have, your watch is really small compared to everything that you have. So I'm going to take your watch. You couldn't say that anything else, but the government gets to say, well, listen, the USAIDs, they're less than 1% of all the fraud that's happening. It's like, okay, it's okay then. I'm just playing. I don't know the truth. I don't know who's really telling the truth. I want to stay out of it, but I find it fascinating. I find it very, very, very fascinating that more than ever in my 63 years of being alive, well, a couple of weeks from now, but it's like, golly, I'm seeing like 2 parallel universes.
It is, especially when they report that 270 news organizations were being subsidized by US aid. It's like, are they really telling us the truth, or is it just like a propaganda machine?
It's crazy. It's crazy. But what about all the starving kids that are dying of AIDS?
Yeah. What about all the other stuff? The bad outweighs the good. That's what happens.
Like,
the bad outweighs the good.
Yeah. So Arthur, I always appreciate you being on here, man. Thank you for leading an example. I know that you've you're withdrawing now a total what of 20,000?
20,000, and hopefully next week it'll be 30,000.
Okay. So if I took my calculator and I went 30,000 and I divided that by 100, if you had 300 active traders in your group.
I know where you're going, and that's what I'm working for now. I'm like, oh, Robert's going to X. I'll go to X and go update that, because I haven't been on there in like years. I only went there to go check a few people out, just Trump and Elon Musk and a couple other people.
I'm definitely following. I am definitely following people. Here's a correlation. You guys will see. I'll start dropping videos on what I'm doing with X, so you guys can follow along. There was immediate correlation with me seeing how many people had as followers and how many they followed. That's not on any other social media. So you're seeing the people that have the biggest amount of followers, and they follow like 30,000 people. I've never seen that in any other social media. So it's like once you find the tribe that you want to be a part of, it's like they're all following each other. Then the other thing I've seen is that if I click on their post to make a reply on it, then what X does that nobody else does is the people that left messages also on that post, the people with the blue check mark by them are the first that you see.
I noticed that.
Yeah, so you get to scroll over them and you're going, hey, this person made a comment and they got 74,000 followers. You know what I mean? I'm going like, man, wouldn't that be simple if Facebook did that? No,
Yeah.
I'm supposed to be on X, and this stuff is supposed to be revealed to me now. So it's easier. So I can see whether it was trading or it was something about law of attraction and manifestation, or if it was around, you know, religious God or, Jesus stuff. It's like, how easy is it that that tribe's connected to that tribe that's connected to those people that love that tribe? I'm really excited.
I was gonna say, not to interrupt you guys, but by the way, if somebody was asking this, if you wanted to know the difference between premium and premium plus, the reply aspect is part of the membership. So if you have plus, your stuff will show up higher than just normal premium members. So just a thought.
Smart enough to think about, if you paid more money, you get more exposure. What a stupid thought that was.
I'll link you guys the full list of everything that you get in chat here. So
thanks, Matt. I know I convinced Matt to become a member.
Hey, it was perfect timing. I feel like we both were on the same page. It's like once the election was over, I'm like, you either get on the bandwagon or you don't. You know what I mean? And
it's where all the eyeballs are going, it seems.
I'm always pro growth. So in this situation too, it was like, he gave me a Black Friday deal I couldn't refuse on the yearly amount, and I was like, okay. And I have Telegram Plus because like that was my dad just gave it to me for my birthday. He's like, hey, you got Telegram Plus now, and I'm like, thanks, Dad.
Very, very, very cool. Anything else, Arthur?
Nope, that was just it.
Okay, I'm gonna make sure that as I follow what I'm doing through this, I'm gonna start doing messages. But man, I'll leave you guys with this: what you want for yourself, do for others. Just that simple. And so, I don't care what belief you have or where you come from. The person that impacts the most people wins.
I did have one more question, Robert.
Okay, go ahead.
I noticed when I opened up X the other day that it notified me that you can leave voice messages in the messages. So I was like, oh, is Robert doing that?
If I figured it out, the answer would be yes. I don't know if you can do that with browser. Maybe you can just do that with phone.
Yeah, on the phone, when I was like in there in the app, it said, oh, by the way, you can leave a voice message. I'm like, oh, it's just like Messenger and Telegram. And I was like, that's cool.
I haven't figured that out on the browser yet, but my goal would be yes and yes. Yes and yes. When I figure it out, I will definitely use voice messages every time before I use. Voice messages for me are the fastest way not only to connect, but the fastest way to get past scammers.
Right.
Because they're not going to leave you a message back.
But we have a blue check mark. How are they going to be scammers?
Yeah, no shit. That's what. It's like, who would pay for a year of premium so you could scam people $90 and then scam people? I must have mentioned it on the podcast. I got a voice message from Elon Musk, telling me that he was happy that I followed him on X, and of course it wasn't him. So it was somebody using voice clips with Elon's voice, and he just said straight out, he said, maybe it would be easier for us to connect on WhatsApp or Telegram. And I'm going,
oh, gosh.
They're really bad, because scammer. It's like, maybe what we do is take a ride to the space station with a NASA or a Boeing jet, maybe an Amazon jet. And it's like, I don't think this is Elon.
Let's go take the Toyota over there.
All right. Anything else, Arthur?
No, that was it. I just had that question. I noticed that they had that, and I was like, oh, Robert must be using voice messages on there now. I don't know. I don't know if you could do it on the computer. I haven't checked, but I just noticed on my phone it said that.
I'll find out. I haven't really been communicating with people a lot yet. I do with people that have check marks, so I'll throw something. And what I'm first doing is they're like, thank you for following me. And I go, well, thank you for following me. And then I go, here's a gift for you. And so I'm playing around with, like I was telling Eric Markman, the reason that I capitalize some letters and capitalize some words is I do this instinctively, is I'm just asking for guidance to give me the words to say to those that have ears to hear. And I'm always doing something that other people are not doing. Always. So, I'm not, how are you doing? Where are you from? What do you like? I don't do any of that shit. Never have. So when people say, how are you doing? It's like I'm blessed and highly favored and deeply loved. What's more fun than helping other people make money? And they're going like, how do you do that? Do you do that through crypto? And I go, here's a gift for you. And then they ignore it, and then I block them, and I just go to the next one. It takes me seconds. But if I had the voice message, I would say something like that, Hey, did you reach out to me because you want to know how I help 67 people make over $1 million a year? Like crickets. All right, Arthur, I'm going to let you go. We're at the top of the hour. Craig,
Okay.
you there?
Yes, I am. Wow, what an amazing AMA. I hope everybody got a lot out of this today.
Yes.
Ah,
Hi, Jay.
hello, everybody. Glad that you stuck it out with us. And if you missed anything, please go ahead, watch it again. Lots of great information here that we shared on this amazing AMA with the amazing Robert Hollis. A lot of things that we shared in the chat too. So if you want to save the chat on YouTube, it's going to be there shortly in the post description below after we conclude this video. If you're watching us on Zoom, go ahead and click the 3 dots in the meeting chat next to it where it says Ask Me Anything, and then click Save Chat. It will download to your computer as we conclude. Big shout outs to our participants today, Coach Bob Johnson, Karen Owens, Bill Shoemaker, Arthur Waino, Ed Medina. Also, our executive producer, Matt Hollis. Matt, bless you. Thank you very, very much, my friend. Appreciate you and glad that you not only shared, but you are our guide, our executive producer in what we do here on the Hollis Organization Network. And of course, Robert, bless you, my friend. Thank you so much for giving of your time, your knowledge, your guidance, your mentorship. We love and appreciate you so, so very much. And there's Linda in Colombia getting back on here. Hello, Linda. We're glad you made it.
Hey, Linda, we're so sorry to hear that you got deported. Peter says he's going to make money and get to you as quick as he can.
All right. So, ladies and gentlemen, that's it for today's AMA. Thank you again so much for joining us. Until next time, please be good to yourselves. Be cash. Bye-bye. And I am going to go ahead and unmute so we can all say so long for now. And until next time, see you later.
Thank you,
Bye,
everybody.
everyone.
Love you all.
Thank you so
Hey,
much,
Thank
Robert.
you.
Matthew.
Great to
See you
see you
later.
all.
Love everybody.
We
Great
hug.
to see everybody.
Dustin,
Take
Don
care, y'all.
Chris, nice to see you.
Take
Coach
care,
Bob,
everybody.
Matthew,
Bye.
Peter and Linda.
Big hug to all.
Bye.
Thank you.
Take
Hi,
care,
Karen.
Peter.
Congratulations,
Goodbye.
guys.
Mike, Bill.